is from when I start streaming or when I decide to go live. But now I'm live. So hello everybody. Happy Friday. If you're here, thank you very much. Please throw a like on the stream to help get a little exposure. The goal is simple. The goal is 1,000 subs by the end of this stream. I put the chat on subscriber only mode. My first time doing that. And it just seemed like a good combo. Ask for the 1,000 subs and require people to sub in order to chat. It may be a slightly savage way of doing things, but I could probably be a bit more savage in my YouTube career, to be quite honest. I've generally been very focused on quality content, quality over quantity, and I try to only live stream when I'm on my A game as well. But there's something to be said for doing the smart things that build your channel faster. And I could do a better job of that, I think. But I hope everyone's doing good. HTT, welcome to the stream. Yes, Lambo and Redline have both been great supporters of the stream up to this point. Between the two of them, they're responsible for about half of my members, if not more. I think Redline has donated 10 memberships, as well as his own personal membership, and Lambo has also gifted members, and has also rated me apparently now. So, welcome to everybody in the Lambo stream. You may or may not be able to hear a motorcycle outside that's revving up its engines. Niga, welcome to the stream. Alloys, welcome. Lambo, shout out to you. Thank you for the raid. Let me quickly throw a link to Lambo's stream here. So if anyone is watching and is not subscribed to Lambo, please do me a favor and do him a favor and go ahead and subscribe to his stream, because he has been a great supporter of my channel ever since I started live streaming. And you know, it seems like we have a pretty good little time slot thing going. We've got the old school, you know, traditional TV time slot thing going where Lambo streams in the afternoon, and then, at least on a Friday, I'm there for the evening shift. And so people can go from one stream to another, hang out, talk ROK. Only Farmer, welcome to the stream. Only Farmer, another up-and-coming content creator in Rise of Kingdoms. They have a stream as well. Lambo dropping another 5 gifted subs. A bunch of very cool people getting the memberships there. I believe you can now spam the Brian emoji. I got rid of Nightbot, and so if you throw the emoji out there 3+ times, I believe you can get away with it now, because Nightbot did get fired. And hopefully the full text of... Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like the full text is showing up for people who enter officer chat. Tree says, what time is it for me? It is 5 p.m. here. It is 5 p.m. here in Las Vegas. And I will say that after 3 or 4 months of not having a neighbor living above me, I did have someone move in just yesterday. And so he is unfortunately learning for the first time that he has a YouTuber for a neighbor downstairs. So that's kind of what's going on in my life, but anyway. is I'm a little bummed about having a neighbor after it being really quiet here for a few months. Oh, video games. You're in Vegas as well. Awesome. Awesome. We should get together sometime, have a beer. If you are 21. I know you're thinking about joining the Marines, so I guess it's possible you're not 21 yet. Yeah, I've got a new neighbor. And so sleep is going to be a little bit tougher. He seems pretty quiet, honestly. He seems very quiet, but he did wake me up a couple times last night just because I sleep late, and if you walk around in the living room upstairs, you're inevitably going to wake me up because the floors creak. HTT says, imagine having the cavalry god of YouTube as your neighbor. Yeah, that's how I introduced myself. He was moving in. I was coming back from running some errands, and I just sort of, I was walking through my door. He was walking up his steps. We just sort of looked at each other, said hello, and I said, hold on a minute. I want you to know you live next to the cavalry god of YouTube. And he was like, he just gave me a thumbs up. Patrick says, how thin are the walls? Floors there? Oh, it's creaking. Yeah, it's mostly the creaking. The floors are fairly thin. Like, he can sort of hear my TV, I think, even though I don't play the TV loud. For some reason, he can hear my TV a bit. But it's mostly the creaking floors, yeah. ZFT Gaming, welcome to the stream. Patrick Delarama, welcome to the stream. Video games, glad to have you here. Mr. George says Vegas is way too hot. I agree, it's definitely way too hot. Especially when the air conditioning in your car hasn't worked for a couple months and you haven't gotten it fixed yet, which is the case with me. But it's nice at night. It's really nice. The heat for me is really, really nice at night. When it gets down to about 100 degrees, for me, I love to be outside at 100 degrees. I love that sort of, that mini sauna feel. For those who don't sort of have a great gauge of temperatures, a bathtub is considered hot when the water is like 102 to 104. 104 is sort of the high end of most people when they want to take a hot bath. Personally, I like a bath at more 107, 108. And if it's 100, 101, 102 outside at night, I feel really good. I feel really, really good. So sometimes lately I've been going for a walk at night, and I actually just ordered a folding chair that I can just put outside my front door. So I can sit out front, maybe drink a beer, and have an actual nice view sitting outside. I do have a table and chairs on my patio, but my patio just has no view whatsoever. Like, I'm just literally looking at the apartment building, you know, across the sidewalk from me. But outside my front door is a pretty nice view of this sort of gazebo area, the dog park, stuff like that. So I've got a nice padded folding chair on its way from Amazon. That'll be here early next week. And I will just be that middle-aged guy sitting out front, in front of his front door, drinking a beer, and taking in life that way. ZFT says, I live in Mississippi. It's 95 degrees and humid AF. Yeah, Vegas is not humid. That's the only thing. And let's see. Video Game says, I'm working outside every day in the 113 degree heat. I almost die every day. Yeah, Video Games, I do not know how you do that. That's crazy. That's so rough. You know, obviously construction is a big thing in Vegas, and so there's so many construction workers here. And the summer is just so brutal for them. And Lambo says, I'll take minus 30 over 100 any day of the week. Wow. Yeah, people are different. People are honestly different. I'm from Michigan, so I grew up in cold temperatures. but I have always, always, always been a warm temperature person. I do not miss the cold weather at all. At all. And yeah, like I said, I am totally happy to sit outside in 100-degree heat. For me, it feels very nice. You know, you break a bit of a sweat eventually. Your mind kind of shuts off, I guess, because you're dealing with the heat. And I like the mind shutting off part as well. And so yeah, even though I think ZFT Gaming says that sounds so cringe and antisocial, I think he was referring to me sitting out front on a folding chair drinking a beer. It may be cringe, but for me that's social, not antisocial. Only Farmer likes the cold as well. Yeah, I mean, it takes different strokes, I guess. Takes different strokes. Because I went for a walk last night. It was probably 103 or so outside. And I was saying to myself, geez, it's already the end of July, you know, you haven't really taken advantage of this summer very well. You need to really enjoy this summer while it's still here. Whereas other people are probably rushing for it to be over. Lambo says it just isn't Christmas without snow on the ground. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I got over that one as well. I guess I got over that one as well, because for me, when I would go home to Michigan for many Christmases. That stuff is unfortunately over at this point. And Stompy, thank you for subscribing. But yeah, so for me, like, my last few Christmases in winter, in the snow, were pretty stressful family stuff. So I personally am at a point where I prefer a lonely Christmas with no snow on the ground here in Vegas than traveling somewhere for Christmas with snow. Yeah. Yeah, it's all a matter of perspective, and it's all a matter of your experiences, right? I mean, I believe Lambo has kids and is married, and so I can see how Christmas is like a very nice family thing for him. And so he probably associates those positive family moments with snow on the ground, etc. But yeah, for me, I associate Christmas and snow on the ground with a lot of stress. And some good memories as well. And some good memories for sure as well, but it's just... Lambo, thanks for hanging out. Appreciate the raid. And good luck getting the Zig tomorrow. And yes, I will see you soon. Thank you again for the gifted subs. That was an awesome way to start the stream. Stommy says, I had to. I thought I was the only crazy person who liked 100-degree Fahrenheit weather. Only from says, I had to convert what 105 is in C. Whoa, 40C is very hot. It is. But I'm the crazy kid who used to... My mom had my mom had this Lincoln Town Car when I was a kid, and she had these black leather seats in the Lincoln Town Car. And when she would go shopping at a shopping mall or something, when I was about 10 or 12 years old, I would say, I just want to sit in the car. I just want to stay in the car on this hot day on these black leather seats. I knew the car would heat up, you know, ungodly high. And I enjoyed doing that. I was the absolute crazy kid who would sit on black leather seats in the middle of the summer. And my mom was the type of independent thinker who was willing to leave her kid in the car because, you know, I was old enough to be totally safe. And if someone saw me there, who the hell cares what they think? Oh, Stompy, where allies, what kingdom are you in? Mr. George says, nothing like the Bay Area breeze. Oh, ZFT says, I was talking about saying I'm the cavalry god of YouTube is cringe. I may or may not have actually called myself the cavalry god of YouTube to the undoubtedly non-gamer who is my new neighbor. I may or may not have actually said that. So one thing you guys are seeing as you're watching me sort of try to talk to you all and chain at the same time is I'm starting to think that this double C Heraclius chaining march is like not even that great because it kills things so freaking quick. It just kills things so unbelievably quick. For the number of times that I sort of chain a barb and try to pull it to another barb, and then that original barb leashes and, you know, the chain doesn't work. For every one time that's happened to me, there have been 10 times where literally the double C Hera just kills stuff too quick and I don't get close enough to the other barb in time to kill it or to chain it. I mean, there have been so many times in this KVK where I'll move to the next barb. I'm not going to try to grab this guy, but let's just pretend for a second I'm grabbing this guy, right? And what will happen is I'll be walking, the barb will take damage as it's hitting me while walking, and then the double C single target active skill will kill the barb, and then I just won't get the chain. Have you tried switching to tier 4 troops? I could try that. That's probably what I should be doing, actually. That's a good idea. Yeah. Only Farmer, yes, this is Orleans KVK. Which I understand you signed up for. Stompy, shout out to 1418. Been nice working with y'all. I hope you are enjoying. I hope you are enjoying the bountiful land that we have been farming on here. Maybe not have peacekeeping tree. I mean, there's got to be some things I can do, right? I could put some tier 4 troops in here. It's obviously a problem that is fixable, because all I'm really saying is that this march is just too strong. It's literally just too strong. So I could put some tier 4 in there, see how that works. I could give it worse gear, right? I mean, my double C has best in slot gear in every single slot, so I could also just give it worse gear. Like maybe take the Sacred Dominion off, which gives 32.5% attack. Because I think this attack, right, if I understand how combat mechanics work in this game correctly, this attack also adds to counterattack damage. And so like a big thing that's happening is that as I'm walking to the next barb, the barb is taking so much counterattack damage from me that it's dying that way. So I could just like remove the Sacred Dominion and that's going to reduce the killing speed and the counterattack damage. Stumpy says this KVK format sucks. Only Farmer is going into it for the first time. Alright, so I can give a informal review of Orleans. I may make a video at some point about it, but personally I like it quite a bit. I like Orleans quite a bit. I think that the auxiliary skills basically speed things up. They speed up war, right? They simply speed up war. When you have 3 auxiliary skills on somebody like a Nevsky, he becomes an incredibly good flag swarmer. And so flag swarming becomes a very big part of Siege of Orleans. And essentially that means you don't spend as much time sitting at an enemy's flag, rallying it over and over again. They keep filling it up. You know, you run out of reins, then you cancel the rally, you rally it again, they keep filling it up, and you're there for, you know, hours. You may be getting good trades, but they're just willing to delay you, and also you may not be getting good trades, right? Because garrisons in the game are quite strong. So you might not even be getting good trades, and you're just stuck at these flags. It's just this rally garrison game over and over again. Whereas in Orleans, you have to control the open field, and if you do control the open field, then you can swarm enemy flags and you can progress pretty quickly. And I just would personally rather I would rather quickly burn through enemies and get the wars done in 3 or 4 days than be in Warriors Unbound, for example, and be stuck at passes, fighting at passes for several days. So I like Orleans for that reason. But what do I not like about Orleans? Well, here, I'll show you a video. I made a video yesterday. It's probably something I'll use in a, it's something that I will likely use in a video at some point, but I can just use it here to demonstrate a point. Which is that, here, let me fast forward slightly. Yeah, so I'm just gonna, basically what I'm doing here in this video is I'm just showing how spread out barbarians are in Orleans. Like, this is a perfect example of the annoying thing in Orleans, because this is like an area that no one has been in for a long time. So these are all like barbs that have spawned a long time ago and they've been undisturbed. And look at how spread out they all are. They're just so completely spread out. It's very hard to chain these barbs because, you know, you have to quickly drag one to another, and you can easily screw it up either by killing the first barb too quickly or by them actually just you know, getting unchained. So that's like the biggest issue with Orleans, is that the barb chaining is simply not as profitable because there aren't these like big clumps like there are in other maps. And then it's also worth noting that there are no barb camps and barb keeps on this map. There are absolutely 0 barb camps and 0 barb keeps. Which, you know, if you've been watching my streams for a long time, you know I like to open my Friday night streams by killing a barb keep. And I'm a pretty diligent barb camp doer in the home kingdom. But there are just literally no barb camps and no barb keeps on this map. Video Game says maybe that's what Lilith is trying to do. It's entirely possible. It's hard to say, right? It's because the new, you know, like, I don't think Warriors Unbound has this issue. I don't think that the barbs in Warriors Unbound behave differently than they do on the other KVK maps. So it could simply be the way that the English soldiers were coded to where they're just way more spread out. Or it could be, like Video Game says, that Lilith is sort of reducing how profitable barb chaining can be. Either one, you know, could be the case. Only Farmer says, damn, that is a bummer about the barbs. I'm hoping to chain a lot to recover. Yeah, same. I have chained a lot to recover. Oh, by the way, this is like a great event. I love this event, Barbarian Buster. It's just like tracking how many barbs get killed by each camp. It's kind of interesting that we're in 3rd. It's pretty interesting that we're in 3rd, and Red Camp is like way ahead of us. And then our enemies, this is like some younger kingdoms in Ami, they're also ahead of us. But I am in 35th in honor. I think I missed another rune today. I did do the altar last night, but I think I missed a rune. So I would be in 34th, or actually I'd probably be in 33rd right now if I had not missed that ancient runes. Nice to pass Cigar Moon Farm here. This is one of the main leaders in 1818. So I mean, you can see that this list is so interesting, right? Like the top 50 list to me is so interesting because it's a lot of the most dedicated players in this KVK. Like Marco was a tough opponent. Benry is someone whose name is very familiar as a fighter. This is one of the leaders of and 70S. You got Cigar Moon. Glua was a standout performer. Myself, I was a top contributor. Milk was another like main player in 1718. Moranth, one of the most active people in 903. This guy here was a really active player for the Koreans. Warthog, big time player in 1818. Abong, another big time player in 1818. This person was very active. Klopp was very active. Jon Snow had a decent KVK. Benny was our #1 contributor. Minfook is one of the absolute main leaders of 1818. Cigar King, one of the absolute main leaders of 1818. And Silva was one of the main rally leaders in 1718. So it is really interesting how, in many cases, it is the most serious people who are chaining to recover and get ready for the next one. You know, that is the prerogative of any player who makes it this far in the Lost Kingdom. And you know, we're taking advantage of it. Like you have to be pretty serious to fight a war for 9 straight days and then immediately transition into non-stop barb farming. Yep, shout out to Fabi from 2721. I didn't mention Fabi in that just because I don't know how much Fabi fought. I can tell that Fabi's like a very good player. I believe he got a perfect score in Protect the Supplies, and he is running away with first place in the honor roll at this point. And Marvel also had Marvel is a new teammate of mine, and Marvel had a very good KVK as well. Super active, played very, very well. And not surprised that he's this high in honor roll because he has an absolute ton of helps. Let's see if we can find Marvel's helps here. He's like a pretty new player. Where is he? Did I miss him? Oh, there he is. Okay. So yeah, Marvel is 74 million player ID, so pretty new player, and he has 253,000 helps. That's wild. That's a wild number of helps. Roberts, welcome to the stream. Henry, thank you for being here as well. If y'all could do me a favor and throw a like on the video, that would be great. Let me take a look at how close we are to 1,000 subs at this point. We are 981. We're getting there. We're getting there. Video game says, yeah, I'm in Warriors when Bound and Barbs are normal. And he says, I upgraded 90k tier 4 to tier 5 in 2 days off chaining. Only Farmer says, I am just happy to not play Heroic Anthem. That is the only SLC story I've ever played. Yeah. I mean, I like Heroic Anthem, but it's definitely a little bit more casual than some of the new maps. I think the competition level is higher on Strife of the Eight, Siege of Orleans, and Warriors Unbound. Adrian, welcome to the stream. Hope everything's good with you. But yeah, it's definitely nice to get a change of pace, right? And if you're only doing HA, it's nice to get a change of pace. Actually, a lot of our opponents, our two main opponents in this KVK, had mainly played Heroic Anthem. I think I may have referred to them as Heroic Anthem Andes at one point. So like 903 has 3 out of their 4 stars in HA. And 1818, I want to say 1818 might have all of their stars in Heroic Anthem. So let me take a look about that. Yep, they have pretty much all their stars in Heroic Anthem as well. I'm not trying to start a war or anything, but 1818 is not supposed to be farming in this zone, so I'm just gonna say that. They're not allowed to farm in this zone, so therefore, you know, you can do what you want to their marches. Adrian says, one thing you do that differentiates from other content creators is talking about rally, garrison, and KVK strategy. Oh, well, thanks, Adrian. Yeah, I'm hoping to do a war video this weekend. You know, I've been a little bit slacking on the videos that you're giving me credit for, Adrian. I haven't done a lot of war videos lately, but I'm hoping to get one done this weekend. And, you know, do the latest garrison and rally meta. And, you know, one thing that we can do, because I haven't talked about Justinian yet. So maybe let's just go through Justinian pretty briefly here, and I can give my thoughts about the new cavalry rally commander. So Justinian is in the game now. Then he will be available in the next Mightiest Governor. Algebra, welcome to the stream. Things are going well here. Hope things are good with you too. Stompy, right on cue, asks me, what about Justinian for field? Oh, well, let me look at his skills here. I mean, I've read through them before, but let me just read through them, and let's do a little theory crafting here. So active skill deals direct damage. I'm going to read it from... Okay, so it's not affected by the expertise. Deals direct 1200 damage factor to target troop. If this commander is leader of a rally attack, the target's defense is reduced by 10%. If the target is surrounded, adds 3 surrounding troops when calculating effects that factor into the number of troops surrounding the target. If the target is not surrounded, the number of surrounding troops will be set at 3 for effect calculations, but the target will not actually be surrounded. This was like the super confusing skill. Yeah, so I mean, I think basically it just like does... Honestly, this skill just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand how the second part of this is affecting the first part. Because all that you're getting from this first part is you're getting the benefit of adding 3 surrounded troops to like the effect, right? That you're adding, you're buffing the surrounded effect. But then the second part of this skill says, but the target will not actually be surrounded. So like, I'm just not sure. I think it's just saying that you don't have to actually be swarming the flag to get this effect. Even if you're the only person attacking it, it's going to be 3, you're going to get some surrounded bonus. That's what I think. Anyway, second skill. 30% defense, and when outside of Alliance territory, they gain 5% damage and 15% march speed. So that's a good open field skill. 20% health, and when then attacking strongholds, they take 10% less normal attack damage. And then for the fourth skill, let's just read this with the... Okay, well, let's look at this. Cavalry units led by this commander gain 10% increased attack while on the map. Whenever their troop launches a normal attack while on the map, it has a 10% chance to deal additional direct damage to the target troop. Whenever it launches, has a 10% chance to deal additional direct damage to the target. Damage factor 30 times the number of troops surrounding your target, up to 5 troops. Okay, so this relates to the first skill, right? Damage factor 80 times, let's say 5, that would be 400. And then for this, so then this could be damage factor up to 500 with a 30% chance to deal direct damage, which is honestly pretty good. All right, so I mean, he looks okay for open field, right? I mean, there's a few things that are tied to rallying, but not a ton. Not a ton. And all this surrounded stuff does work well in the open field because targets are frequently surrounded in the open field. So I think he might be decent in the open field, actually. For those who don't know, there have been some battle sim tests run with Justinian. I saw a video that Omniarch did, testing Justinian against various garrisons, including Dido Hera. And if I recall correctly, Justinian was a slight winner against the Dido garrisons. And if anything, those tests are downplaying how good Justinian can be, because the battle sim was not quite sure how to treat this skill here, right? Like, is the target being surrounded? You know, does it change things if you have one solo march swarming the flag while the rally hits or not? So if anything, Justinian could be slightly better. And, you know, I think that CJ, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the community. ZFT Gaming, thanks for hanging out. Good luck in poker. Alloys, dropping the bomb. Alloys, thank you so much. Holy smokes. HDT picking up a gift. Gifted membership. So-So, Gian, Iragon, Quadruple A. Alloys, thank you so much for the support. Really, really appreciate it. It means a lot. It really just means so much. Thank you so much. I will keep the content coming if you guys keep hanging out, participating in the chat, giving me support how and when you can. Yeah, I will 100% keep doing this stuff. Alice, thank you so much. Appreciate it. But yeah, so Justinian seems like he's going to be a pretty good rally. Like, a Justinian Nevsky rally has done well in tests. Now, the issue is that he does not have really any anti-swarm. He basically has no anti-swarm. He has health. He reduces normal attack damage slightly. And he has a good bit of attack, I suppose, right? He's getting like 15% increased attack. So, I mean, he's sort of tanky stats-wise, sort of. But he is very... Peterex says Bert and Nev did best against the Dido Ziela garrison. Yeah, I mean, I think Bert Nevsky has been the best Cav rally for a while now. And I think Justinian is likely to be an upgrade. And what I would say is that, you know, we thought that maybe ZL represented a new level of power creep, like a new tier. We thought ZL might be the beginning of a new tier. But I'm really not sure that that's the case. I mean, when you look at these two new Cav commanders, I think what you're seeing... Sorry, I'm gonna try to talk and click buttons at the same time because I just cannot abide by my mysterious merchant just sitting here unused. But I think what we have with these two new Cav commanders is we have confirmation that we're still at the Nevsky power tier. You know? I mean, Justinian is not going to change the game. In no way, shape, or form will Justinian change the game. If he makes the Dido Hera garrison a little bit weaker, then that's okay, right? That's fine. I mean, I don't think Dido Hera is the best garrison in the game anyway. I think probably Jan Hera is better, although it's close. And I don't think Justinian will be the best rally in the game, right? I think the best rally in the game is still... Oh, I don't... you know what? It's still Henry Zug. I was going to show you my Henry, but I don't have Henry summoned yet. The best rally in the game, almost certainly, is Henry Zug. And that is because when Henry Zug is rallying a flag and you are fighting underneath that flag, you as the offense actually have the advantage because the enemy is taking a ton of AoE from Zoog and you're just chilling under that flag fighting them. And so it flips how we have known the game up to this point, which is that the defense wants to fight underneath the flag so that, you take AoE damage if you're foolish. But now with Henry Zoog, it's actually the offense that wants the fight to be under the flag because Zoog does so much AoE damage. So, I mean, I think Henry Zoog is still the best rally in the game. I think Nevsky is still the best open field cavalry in the game. It is entirely possible that Nevsky Joan is still the best cavalry march in the game because we are assuming that Q Bing is not going to be that great at swarming because of this skill here. When attacking an enemy troop, it sort of feels like both the fourth skill and the expertise is not going to apply to swarming flags. So it's almost like we're still at the same Nevsky power creep level as we were, as we have been for the past, year and a half, I mean, Zoog entered the game, and Zoog is very, very powerful. We can certainly argue that Zoog is a stronger commander than Nevsky, but Zoog is slow, and he can be swarmed very easily. And so Zoog is a little bit capped, his strength is capped a little bit by how vulnerable he is to being targeted. And so I think the developers, quite frankly, did a very smart thing with Zoog, where they made him very powerful, but they also made his weakness be that you can actually just attack him and get a good trade that way by just, focus firing him down because he can't escape from you. And yes, he's tanky. Yes, he does some back damage to you when you attack him. But it doesn't feel like Zoog is really... He's just the best. He is just the best commander at the Nevsky tier level. That's all it is. He's not a new tier level because the latest two commanders are not as strong as he is. And even Dido is not... As a garrison, Dido is not on a tier above Nevsky or Flavius. I mean, she might be slightly better than them, but she's on the same tier. She's on the same tier as them. Stompy says, I'm not hot on Huh. I think he's too squishy and the mechanics are too complicated. Don't see him lasting a long time in the meta. Ellis says that first skill DPS for the new Cav is going to be super strong in the field. Will be very strong. Yeah, so a few different views on Huh. I would tend to agree with Alloys here. I'm pretty sold on Huh. It's a huge nuke, and I think this slow is a big deal, right? A 50% slow is a really big deal. And then the other thing about Huh is that this autumn wind thing is pretty interesting, where like whenever you kill an enemy troop, you get a 3000 heal. And so there's an 8-second cooldown. So every 8 seconds you could theoretically get a 3000 heal. And I think there are periods in an open field fight where like you kill like one low health march after another, You get on these rolls where you start clearing out, for example, one person's murder ball, right? This one person's murder ball is fighting your team. One march is getting targeted. The other ones are taking AoE damage. And so after, 20 seconds or so, maybe you kill that march that you have targeted, and then all the other marches are at, yellow health. And so then you pick another target, you kill that one real fast, you pick another target, you kill that one real fast. And if Ha is getting, 3 heals, let's say Ha is responsible for killing, or part of the killing party, on 3 out of 7 of some guy's murder ball. That means you're getting 3,000 healing factors during that fight. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know exactly how many troops get healed by 3,000 healing factor, but I think that's pretty good. I think that gives you like a nice little boost in that fight, where then you're still at high health, and you have the ability to domino onto more and more low health marches. You keep getting these kills on these low health marches, and the HUD just stays out there at a white health bar doing a lot of damage. Algebra says Ha will be a monster if you micromanage him, otherwise he is mid. Stompy says I'm still salty maxing Khan. I guess I have PTSD and see Khan all over again. Well, I mean, the thing with Khan, and look, I mean, I have PTSD as well. I have PTSD on Khan as well. He was my biggest mistake because he just screwed everything up. I mean, I could have built Alex instead of Khan, but I built Khan. And then I built freaking Takeda to go with Khan. And building Takeda was also a mistake. But anyway, the problem with Khan is that if actively attacked, the March speed buff is removed, and March speed is further reduced by 10%. And so basically, when Khan got attacked, he would be 25% March speed slower than he was a moment before. And that was just death. This debuff, this March speed debuff that he gives to himself was just brutal. Rolf says I'm a Cav main, but I will skip Ha. P-Rock says, but my Skippy and CJ will be ready for Ha. Okay, alright, so Pete, I will bite on this. What does Skippy and CJ do that will slow down Ha? So Skippy reduces health. He does continuous damage. Now, what does CJ do? I am very curious how CJ or Scipio counter Ha. That's infantry attack and damage versus cavalry. They take less skill damage. And then takes increased march speed. And has a 50% chance of dealing 5% increased damage when attacking. I mean, I see that CJ takes less skill damage, which is a bit of a counter to Ha. Stompy says we still don't know if Autumn Wind will proc if HUD deals the killing blow or is part of the report. I think it's just part of the report, Stompy. I think it's almost certainly part of the report. It's too important a part of his kit to make it only when he gets the killing blow. Okay, so I mean killing blow. Does that, when you say killing blow, do you just mean that he's part of the kill when the march dies? Because I mean, you all get a victory. I think he simply needs to be hitting the target when it was killed, right? I think if it targeted a march and then changed targets, and then that original target died 3 seconds later, I think no, the Autumn Wind would not trigger there. But I think if Ha is part of the kill when the march dies, I think it will definitely trigger. P-Rock says 80% less damage taken between the two. Gotcha. Yeah, but I mean, Ha can slow your Scipio CJ and then let other people kill him. I mean, I'm going to build Ha because I want to use 3 cavalry marches, right? I mean, I have all the pieces for 3 cavalry marches. I have my Nevsky Joan. I have my currently XY William. and I'll just run William, and then I will run XY with Mehmed. My Mehmed is close, right? My Mehmed is going to be expertised any day now. So I'm ready to just run the XY Mehmed as my third cav march. I have 3 sets of cavalry gear. And so for me it works well. Like for me it's all very good, right? There's no new cav garrison, which means that Jan will continue to be the meta cav garrison, and I made a good decision to build Jan. Will allow me to have a better 3 cavalry marches than I had in the past. And Justinian is an MGE commander, and so I can gradually get Justinian through arranged mightiest governors. I'm guessing that in this KVK I'm probably 5th or 6th in contribution. So I have a top 2 MGE in my future. And I'm probably not going to build Justinian for the next KVK. I will probably do a couple of Justinian MGEs before our next war. And then after our next war, I will do another 1 or 2 Justinian MGEs. And more than likely, that's going to mean probably 300 or so Justinian heads. Stummy says, no, he needs to land the Killing Blue. Basically, it's his skill. The way it's written is confusing, and no one seems to accurately address it. Yeah, but I mean, the Killing Blow is landed by many marches at once, right? Like, they're all doing damage on the same turn that kills that march. I mean, is there an official Killing Blow in this game, or is the Killing Blow simply shared by all the marches that are hitting the enemy target when it dies? Ralph says, I used Scipio Mehmed last KVK and I'm gonna use it again. Got a lot of kills with it. Nice, nice. Algebra says it's similar to Guan. I'm not sure exactly what Algebra means by that one. Yeah, so I mean, with Guan, it's when leaving battle, the commander gets a heal. I'm gonna be honest, I sort of forgot that Guan had this heal. It sort of makes sense why my Guan held up. Like, my Guan Scipio lasted longer in battle than my other marches during this KVK. And I guess that heal had something to do with it, along with my absolutely awesome infantry armaments. Only Farmer says, same here. I also plan to get Justinian and run 3 cav marches. Ella says, Infmains thinking they have a chance at all in the field is pretty funny. They are last place by 10 miles. So yeah, that's I guess that's where I wanted to get with in this commander talk, is tier listing the 3 troop types, right? Like, so Cav are getting these new commanders. They're probably not as strong as we expected, but they also seem pretty solid, I would say. And I think the issue that infantry has right now is that, I mean, let's take Omenfield out of it for a second, but in terms of rallies and garrisons, infantry has Pakal Herald rally, which is, or I'm sorry, Tariq Pakal rally. The Tariq Pakal rally is decent. It's a decent rally, but Henry Zug is definitely better. Tariq Sargon is probably other than archer rallies, like other than various archer combos, Tariq Sargon and Tariq Pakal are the next best rallies, but they're not as good as archers. And then on the garrison side, I do think Jan Hera is better than Flav Hera. And I think Flav Scipio is a very good garrison, but it's obviously terrible against swarming and doesn't do well in Siege of Orleans. And, you know, archers have the best rally, and they arguably have the best garrison. Cav have probably the first or second best garrison and the worst rallies. But I think we could certainly argue that cavalry and archers are both better than infantry in the field. So if it were me, I would say the tier list right now is archers number 1, cavalry number 2, infantry number 3. I think that's a pretty non-debatable list, honestly. And so yeah, I mean, infantry, and the thing is, right, infantry has generally been a really good garrison. Infantry has been the prime garrison troop type for a very long time, since Xeno came out. And I think we are supposed to be getting an infantry garrison next, right? Because last time we got rally and open field. And so I assume that next time in infantry, we're going to get garrison and open field. So I think one question is whether the new infantry garrison is going to be that next power tier, right? Because Xeno was a new power tier. If we think about the real power creep moments in this game, the power creep moments were Attila Takeda, then Xeno, and then Nevsky. I mean, you can say that Amanitore Artemisia was a power creep, but at the end of the day, Nevsky came out and immediately neutralized Amanitore. So to me, there's been 3 power creep moments: a cav rally, a infantry garrison, and then a cav quote-unquote rally. And so it is possible that the new infantry garrison will be that next power creep level up. But I think what we have to acknowledge at this point is that, in my opinion, the developers have done a very good job of keeping this game balanced, right? Like, they've released a bunch of new commanders that we all want to build. I mean, we all wanted to build Boudica. We all wanted to build Zug. Everybody had to build Scipio. Everybody had to build Nevsky. Heraclius had the potential to be insanely OP. But basically, the game is still pretty balanced. Like, they've added all these new commanders that people want, but the game remains balanced. And it's because they just do these very slow... They're just slow. They're very iterative in a lot of these commanders. And they're very careful and safe with these commanders. Like, yeah, Huh could have been OP. Justinian could have been OP. But it doesn't appear that they're going to be. And yet they're adding some new elements to the game. We needed a new cavalry rally. We needed to improve the cavalry rally. That's adding something new. Huh is bringing slows back to the game. He's bringing the 50% slow back to the open field. So I don't know. I mean, I just think the reason I started playing this game in the first place and stuck with it is because I just was like, oh, this game is actually balanced. Like, it makes sense, you know? It's sort of balanced between my low spending ways and the big spending bullies that we were fighting in the first month of playing this game. People still go back and play the original KVKs in part because it's a balanced game, right? Like, yeah, you can swarm down rallies, but if you hold the open field, you can protect those rallies, and those rallies can do pretty well against the garrisons. So I don't know. I think when we look at these things, I think we're in a pretty decent place commander-wise. But let me check up on the chat here. Rolf says Guan is still a really powerful commander, just need a better secondary. He will never be replaced. Algebra, an infantry player, says is fine, but next Infam GE will probably be open field garrison. Yep, that's kind of what I was talking about. Hamza says, I have a question. I have only Nevsky. What do you think about Ha with him? Hamza, I think Nevsky Ha don't really, they don't synergize that great in the sense that, well, they're both single target and you know, Nevsky doing a defense reduction is very nice with like the huge damage that Joan does. I think there's probably a couple other anti-synergistic things that I'm not quite remembering, but I would build Joan, honestly. I would just build Hamza. I would just build Nevsky Joan, and then if you want to build Ha after that and build a second Cav March, you can go ahead and do that. But I think you just build Nevsky Joan, and you have a nice life for the next 18 months at least. Ralph says Guan Scipio, Guan Honda, Guan Sargon, really good combos. And let's see. Ellis says lots of people still hate archers. Yeah, I mean, archers are have never been the most popular, but archers have probably been, as I've said before, I think archers have been the best troop type overall since the game started. Cherry, welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Hope you've had a good week and are enjoying your Friday evening. Video game says you're saying Guan needs a better secondary though, like if Scipio isn't good. Lol, I think new info either replace Guan or be a Guan secondary. Yeah, I think we might get a Guan replacement. I think a Guan secondary would also be cool. I mean, Scipio is amazing. Scipio is definitely amazing. And to this day, I think Guan Scipio is like a great march, right? Rolf says that Guan will only be replaced when there's another infantry commander with a silence. That's entirely possible. Algebra says Ha will be the Zug killer. There will be no running away. I think that's also a very good point. Like, this is what I like about what they're doing, right? Is they made Zug a super powerful commander, but there are ways to deal with Zug. There are simply ways to deal with Zug. And so, that's just a really smart way of introducing the new most powerful commander in the game. Ellis says Lilith is keeping the game balanced, but also making older commanders useless with small power creep. Yes, I think that's very true. I think that's true. I think that what has to happen at this point is we just, as older players, we need to accept the fact that what Lilith should be doing is Lilith should be doing whatever they can to make the new player experience enjoyable. Like, let's keep bringing more new players into ROK. Our advantage as older players is big enough. It's almost too big. Like, I don't need to have this much of an advantage over newer players. And I especially don't need to have this much of a advantage as an alliance or as a kingdom, right? Like, if some new player, if some new alliance comes into SOC and their accounts are just as strong as our accounts, it really doesn't matter because we have so much more experience than they have. We have been through it so many more times than they have. And that is just a huge advantage. So we don't need to have like have our gear be twice as good. We don't need to have, 2x as many stats on our armaments. Like, we have enough advantages without those things. So let's just do whatever we can to make the new player experience good. Which, in my opinion, what they should do is, instead of having a 1 Lost Kingdom buffer where, like, when you enter SOC, you play that first Lost Kingdom against other new kingdoms, I would extend that buffer to 2 KVKs. Have a new kingdom's first 2 KVKs in SOC be against other new kingdoms. I think that that in and of itself would be quite good for the new player experience. All right, I guess I'm not chaining right here since that barb just died. Maybe Sun Tzu Prime will be the next OP infantry commander. That's a good call, Only Farmer. I think Sun Tzu Prime is definitely in our future. All right, so we do have a new Champions of Olympia, so that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I need to do, at some point today, I need to do all these barb forts. I think I might just get all my arms together and do it like that. But yeah, so basically what I did was I just brought my Dao Chan into Kingsland. And so I'm just going to join some rallies with Dao Chan. But yeah, I need to get these barb forts done for Hunt for History. They never make primes the same troop type they were as epics, though. Well, both of the primes have been... all the primes have been just general troop types, though, right? Like Boudica, Joan, and Scipio are all just like... they're just generic, right? They're all just generic. So yeah, I mean, I guess Sun Tzu would be the first one that is that's like a specific troop type. I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get a Kusunoki Prime, and we're gonna get a Sun Tzu Prime, because Kusunoki has always been a big part of ROK's marketing, and Kusunoki is just like a very iconic character in this game. I would say it's one of the better what do you call these character models from the early game, the sort of fat, jolly, happy Kusunoki. So I do think we're in store for a Prime, Kusunoki Prime, and a Sun Tzu Prime. Ralph says, do you think Nevsky Justinian would be a good combo? Nevsky Justinian. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the meta rally, and I think in the open field it does make sense. Okay, let's go through some of this, because I need to get better understanding commanders, right? So the thing with Nevsky is that he does extra damage to surrounded targets, and he takes less damage from surrounded targets. So from a rally perspective, Nevsky would be very good with Justinian. But the thing is, William also does extra damage based on surround. So while on the map, cavalry units led by this commander gain 30% attack, and normal attacks have a 10% chance to inflict direct damage to the target. If the target is surrounded, it will take extra damage. So up to 5 enemies. So like the thing is, from an open field perspective, I would say that Justinian William is just as, if not slightly more synergistic than Justinian Nevsky. I mean, I think the thing with so the thing with like Nevsky Justinian, or Justinian Nevsky, and this is kind of the same with Nevsky Huh, is that when you have a march that's both commanders are doing single target damage, then you simply target somebody else instead. Like the anti-synergy with Nevsky Justinian is that they're not the quote-unquote primary threats. Like, yes, Nevsky is amazing and he does a lot of damage, but Joan does more damage, right? Or William does more damage. Like in a Nevsky William march or a Nevsky Joan march, it's the Joan and the William that are doing the most damage. So if you have, Nevsky Justinian or Nevsky Huh, I think you just leave that march alone. I think you just target somebody else instead. So that's the only anti-synergy there. But I mean, I think Justinian Nevsky would be fine in the open field, and I think it will be the meta cavalry rally. Algebra says, I am really lacking the sculptures. I want Huh Joan, and I need to get the 2 new Inf commanders. Yeah, I am screwed on gold heads, for sure. I'm screwed. I have not even finished Zug yet. I still need another 235 heads to finish Zug. And then I'm just getting started on both of the 2 new Cav commanders. So I'm just completely screwed on gold heads. And to be honest, before I came up with the what's the word I'm looking for? Until I came up with the profitable but slightly savage title for my stream, Can We Get to 1,000 Subs? The title of the stream was going to be All I Do Is Collect Stuff. Because I'm just in a collecting mode right now. I just have to collect. I'm just sitting here collecting. I'm collecting gold heads. I'm collecting speed ups. I'm collecting materials. And I'm also collecting transmutation stones. Like, to me, where this game pivots right now, for a lot of us, where our next sort of step up in terms of making our murder balls more powerful, it all just rests in these transmutation stones. Because I have a bunch of armaments where I know I'm gonna transmute them. Breaker is like probably a top 3 inscription in the game. I know I'm going to use transmutation scrolls on this, stones on this, and I'm probably going to get at least 1 cavalry roll at some point. So with these stones, I can add another 2 to potentially 5% of stats on my Nevsky. And same thing with the cohesive, right? I know I'm going to use transmutation stones on this. Again, I will likely get somewhere between 2 to 5% more of stats on this armament. And so with various marches where I have a lot of very good armaments, the Guan is another one. I'm just saving up these stones, and then somewhere down the road before our next war, I'm going to probably add, 10% of stats to all my key marches. Video game says I'm about to craft a 3rd ring soon. Rolf is saving his mats for a 2nd ring. Rolf says, Algebra, you need to sacrifice some commanders, bro. I really want Huh, but I have to skip in order to finish my Boudica. Yeah, Algebra's sort of, Algebra is an infantry player, and he's sort of developing his infantry garrison. And so he's going to quickly realize that as a garrison player, gold heads are just rough. And I mean, and Rolf is right in the sense that sometimes you do have to skip a command. Like I'm not gonna lie. I should have skipped Flavius. I mean, I built Flavius before our last KVK, right? Our KVK against 1077 and all those other kingdoms. And like the thing is, I mean, he was really good in Warriors Unbound, right? Like Jan Flavius is great in Warriors Unbound. It's an amazing garrison. But like we could have won that KVK just fine without me having Flavius. Like, I ran Xeno Flavius garrisons a few times. I ran it a few times, you know? And yeah, I ran Jan Flavius a lot, but I could have run Jan Jadwiga and gotten slightly worse trades, and that would have been fine. At the end of the day, we could have won that KVK without me having Flavius. We would have like taken a few more deads, but we could have recovered from it. And then I would have a bunch of gold heads, and I could like not be behind. So I just, it would have been a very hard decision to skip Flavius, but in retrospect, I wish I had done it. Although it's partly because we have so many more garrison players now than we did 5 months ago or 4 months ago, right? Like 4 months ago, I was the #2 infantry garrison in our alliance. Sonreal was #1, I was #2. So I had to build Flavius because I couldn't run a Xeno YSS garrison in 2023, right? But just now that we have so many infantry garrisons in our alliance, this Flavius is just going to be a waste. Like, he's just not going to do much. Like, look at the kills. Look at the kills on this Flavius. Like, I barely used him. I barely used him at all. You know what I mean? And I expertised him. You can see, like, I expertised him 4 months ago. So, yeah, I mean, as a garrison player, you have to try to make some tough decisions along the way. And, but yeah, I haven't really skipped too many. I haven't made those hard decisions for the most part. Rolf says I skipped Sargon ZL and now and I'm still doing fine. Only Farmer says you can buy transmutation stones in the KVK shop, 10 in each. Oh, really? In the KVK shop? Interesting. That's a interesting addition. 10 stones per KVK season. That's cool. That's cool. I'm just reading back a little bit. Video game says Justinian would make Nevsky's 45% debuff always proc since it's adding surrounding troops for Nevsky's debuff calculation. What is Nevsky's 45% debuff? Oh, okay. His debuff is bigger based on the number of enemies. Wait, by the number of enemies surrounding the target. Okay. Okay, so that's a good call out, video games. That's a good call out. Yeah, so the question here with Justinian is it always 3 enemies? If only Nevsky Justinian is hitting a target, is he doing a 45% debuff? Because again, Justinian increases the number of troops, the number of surround by 3. If the target is not surrounded, the number of surrounding troops will be set at 3 for effect calculations. Yeah, to me, this means that this has to be a 45% debuff on Nevsky. I feel like if it's just the rally, it's set to 3 troops. Sorry, y'all. I'm not that smart about some stuff. Oh, this is only for rallies. This is only for rallies. Okay. This is only for rallies. Yeah, I see. I think that when Justinian and Nevsky are rallying together, that Nevsky will always be doing a 45% defense reduction on the flag. And I think this is the part where I'm not sure that the combat sim factored this in. I think this may be the part where the combat sim erred on the side of caution and did not give Nevsky the 45% damage. It only gave Nevsky the 15%. Which, if that's the case, then Justinian Nevsky is a pretty darn strong rally. Algebra says I should have skipped Sargon Tariq, but I was the main rally leader in my dead kingdom, so I had to. I mean, Algebra, I think your Sargon Tariq is very useful for us. I somehow forgot that you had Sargon. I kind of knew you had Tariq, but I forgot you had Sargon. I mean, Sargon Tariq is pretty good. It's pretty good. So... But I can see how you're saying you should have skipped it, because obviously that does, like, give you way more flexibility in the open field if you hadn't done that. They're 3k a stone, the season coins. Oh, that's cheap. That's super cheap. But yeah, I mean, I have, like, a lot of decisions to make, basically, right? I also have to decide what I'm gonna... like, am I gonna buy... I mean, I'm not gonna buy any city skin this KVK, but obviously the next one I can. I probably need to buy... I should probably just buy these right now. Because I know I'm not gonna get to... I know I'm not going to get to 650k to buy one of these. I'll go ahead and tell you guys my thought process here. All right, so okay, let's say I have 3 cavalry marches, right? I use Divine Abode. That's 30% plus minus 10%. I'm getting 20% of stats with Divine Abode if I'm running 5 marches, 3 of them cavalry. 20% in the profit, right? With Twilight Falls, this is 6.25% all stats for each march. So that is times 5 marches, that's 31% of stats. But I'm losing 10% attack on my infantry march. So again, I'm only getting 21% of stats on Twilight Falls versus 20% on Divine Abode. Basically the same. And then there will also be situations where I'm running 6 marches and 4 of them are cav marches, which means I'm getting 30% of stats from Divine Abode and only 27% of stats from Twilight Falls. So I don't think Twilight Falls makes sense for me. I don't think I'm improving anything by getting Twilight Falls. So I am simply, and I don't think I need this. I don't think I need St. Peter's Basilica, because my days as an infantry garrison are basically done. There's so many people who have better infantry garrisons than I have, so I don't need a skin just to swap to when I'm garrisoning. So I'm just going to buy Persian Dream. I'm going to buy Persian Dream. I'm going to get this 3% healing speed. I'll swap the Persian Dream every time I heal my hospital, and I'll save a few speed ups over time. But I guess I'll get this next KVK, because I'm not going to be able to afford it this KVK. And I might as well buy all these. I might as well buy all these as well, because this is a pretty good deal, I would say. Yeah, I'm fine with that deal. And then the question is, do I buy these? Do I buy these gold heads? Algebra says, yeah, I wanted to try to rally with my Sargon Tariq, but no auxiliary skills for them. Okay, gotcha. Rolf says, maybe I should have invested in calves. The only way I would have enough GH for each new cav commander. So Rolf, you said you had Nevsky, Justinian, Joan, and XY William, or maybe that's what you could run. I don't know, Rolf. I think the play is to have at least one of each troop type. I think that is for sure the play. No questions asked. That's definitely proper play, because number one, then you can get armaments for each troop type. You can use auxiliary skills for each troop type. You can build the best commanders, the meta commanders which are in a variety of different troop types. And most importantly, probably, is that you can join rallies from the field with each troop type, right? You need to have each troop type out there so you can join rallies from the field easily. You know, because you don't want to not have an Archer March and then be standing in the field with an El Cid primary trying to get in to the Archer rally. Because the enemy sitting in their city next door is going to see your El Cid, and they're going to pick your El Cid to target before everybody else. So ultimately, you have to build that Boudica, you have to build that Zug, just so you can stand in the field and join rallies. All right, so Algebra sent me the report of the... Oh yeah, we still have to do Osiris League. I really appreciate everybody chatting on the stream. I always worry that I'm not going to have enough to talk about, and then people start chatting, and I start worrying that I'm not going to have enough time to get to everything that I had planned. All right, so here's Algebra's 1 Tariq Sargon. Expired. Expired. Only Farmer, appreciate you hanging out. Have a good one. I'll be sure to drop into your stream as well. I really appreciate the support. Video games, so they don't think the 10K is worth it, honestly. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Because I would like to get that, I would like to get this Persian Dream at some point. Get that 3% healing speed. Rolf says, I need a team for Olympia. Anyone available? Rolf, I might do some Olympia later, if you want to join then. But I'm going to try to get through a couple other things first. Video Games is doing Guan Scipio, Boudica Zug, Nevsky Joan. Yep. That's what I do as well. That's what I do as well. Alright. So I think it is time to think about Osiris League and go through what bets I'm going to do for Osiris League. My plan here is that we'll just go through the matches on stream. You all can give your thoughts. If you have any insights into any of these teams or these matchups, please share them. And I'm just going to plan out what I bet on the stream, and then after the stream, I'm going to make a concise video with all my bets. So as we get into that, I will encourage everyone to throw a like on the video. And let me just take a look at how the stream is doing. All right, we're at 986 subs, so we are getting very close to 1,000 subs. That's great. 29 likes. That's very much appreciated. And I realized that I forgot to share this stream out anywhere. So let me do that real quick. I totally forgot to share this stream in any of the Discords. Whoops. All right. So there's that. And let's open up Osiris League. And I will share this out in the official ROK Discord as well. Even though I've been on for an hour and a half already. All right, so let's just go through these bets. I think the main thing that I sort of messed up last week, or the trend that occurred last week, was that I was pretty much wrong about, I think all of my Chinese bets were wrong. 50CN lost, LN93 lost. I think T30, I'm not sure if T30 is Chinese or not. I think 16OT might have been Chinese. I think 61BG might have been Chinese. So I had this old bias that Chinese teams were very good at Ark of Osiris. but that did not work out well in the first week. And I think it's also the case, and I sort of forgot this, I guess, that it's not as though a lot of Chinese teams have gone deep in Osiris League in recent years. It's really just 960 GT that has gone deep. So that's just something to keep in mind here. If anybody has like a really good bet, let me know. Rolf says I bet everything on 60 GT. Algebra says I swear I cleaned the shop, not making a single bet last time. That may very well be true, Algebra. My goal is to do well this week so that I can get these, so that I can comfortably buy these 10 AP pots before KVK ends. And I don't know, it's just fun to bet on the stuff, so. I'm gonna try to go through these. All right, so this bet is gonna be interesting. This is a match that is gonna be streamed. This is two Korean alliances here. I don't know, personally I have no idea what to bet on this match. I mean, we know that 1718 just went through a very hard KVK, and so I kind of feel like for that reason maybe betting on 1158 is a good bet. I think maybe I'll bet on 1158 here, like bet small on 1158, just to have action on this match, because I think I'm gonna actually watch this. So yeah, we're gonna do a small bet on 1158. For the matches that I don't have like any real info on, I'm just gonna kind of just skip them basically. LN93 I was wrong about last week. They're going up against the weaker of the two 1093 teams. Again, I don't have like a strong enough opinion on this match to bet on it. What was 84OF? Okay, 84OF is 1484. So this one, to me, I'm surprised that 1484 is the favorite here. I'm pretty surprised 1484 is the favorite in this one. I think a bet on 1753 is definitely called for here. You know, they've had some very strong results so far in this. They have a slightly higher total power, and I would just tend to, I would tend to favor the all Korean teamwork versus the sort of mixed, the mixed teamwork of 1484. So let's do, for now, let's do 10% on any 53. Yeah, K-Win 1158's against our campmates. Yep. So JST versus PLA. I wouldn't touch this one. I was wrong about PLA last week. V648 against 1606. This one's interesting. See, this one... Oh man, this one feels like it's a bet on 1606 is justified. I don't know how do you not bet on 1606 here? Like they're a very strong kingdom. They had a nice win against 1253 last week. They had a good win against 1671 back in the divisional finals. I mean, I just think at these odds, I think you have to put a small bet on 1606. So let's put 5% on 1606 here. Can we bet on LX46 here? You could bet on LX46 here, but I think, as Alloy said, you don't need to make that much money betting. So like the big underdog plays, like yeah, they'll win you a lot of Oryx, but you like almost don't even need them. I'm gonna skip the underdog play this week just because I'm being conservative this week, basically. Lazy Lions. I, again, don't really have an opinion here. I don't think you can tell much from these these bets. And let's see, peak against 16 OT. Oh my gosh, peak got something happened to so peak didn't even show up last week. Peak no-showed last week. Peak no-showed last week. And so do we activate their trap card here and bet on 1602, thinking that peak might no-show again? I mean, is there any reason why peak didn't show up last week? Are they in KVK? They're not in KVK, so there's like no reason that peak didn't show up last week. So I see no reason at all not to bet on 16 OT here. Let's put 10% on 16 OT. OG was our big win last week with their win over TR. I don't think we can conclude much from it. E301 played 1419E very close. So what is 1419E? Now I can't tell if this is... I can't tell if these characters are Chinese or Korean. Or maybe even Japanese. Let's try to get some info on 1419 real quick, if we can. $14.19 is... What language is this? Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out what language 1419 speaks. Just because I'm curious. Oh, they still haven't killed their guardians. What's up with this? Why aren't they killing their guardians? Oh, I guess they are in KVK. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to figure out what nationality this kingdom is. I guess this looks Chinese, right? These look like Chinese names, right? Yeah, these look like Chinese names. All right. So... So E301 lost a very close match to a Chinese team with a lot of power. You bet against OG here and go against the I mean, I think we could justify a bet on E301 here. They have 5 stars. They played another team very close, so we know that on some level E301 is probably a pretty solid team. And OG, you know, they beat TR last week, but TR basically no-showed. So I think we can bet 5% on the underdog here. They're a pretty significant underdog, right? But we really don't know. We have no real reason to think that OG is better than E301. They are in KVK. Yeah. So wait. So what is wait, what is this? What is happening here? Wait a minute. 1419 won last week. TR no-showed. But the odds are even between 1419 and TR? So this is the bet. This has to be the bet. This is like by far the best bet. It has to be. Look at this. It looks like somebody just bet on 1419E. I just saw the bar move a little bit. So yeah, I mean, we just have to put massive amounts on 419E, right? Like, you can't. How do you not? This bet looks amazing. This bet looks amazing. This looks like a better bet than than the OG bet last week, really. Yeah, I mean, you could put it all on 1419E. You know, that is... I'll put at least 50% on 419E. Like, that bet looks amazing. This bet looks amazing. All right, so let's look through the rest of these just to see if we see anything juicy. No reason to bet on 71D this week just because we have better bets to place. No strong opinion here on this match, really. BLN against S79. Yeah, I mean, I totally get why BLN is a big favorite here. I think these odds look about right. Maybe BLN should be a slightly bigger favorite, but I don't think we need to bet on it here. All right, and now let's look at Anubis. I mean, this is why we do the due diligence, right? Like, I didn't know what we were going to find. I really didn't know what we were going to find. But you do the due diligence because every once in a while you see these bets. Although, obviously, people are betting on 419E as we speak because the bar has changed a little bit, I think. All right, so CPL against NJR, no opinion here. 50CN, which lost to 2268 last week against Waki Nuki, which had that very, very impressive win against T30. So Wanakuni is a team to watch, but I don't think we want to bet them here. And I don't think a bet on 50CN is particularly justified either. Wib is a very big favorite here. I mean, we could bet on SJ32 here. I mean, they only have 1 star, but they've had some nice wins. Is 62 DJ a good team? Video game says I just put 1500 on 1419. Hopefully TR doesn't show up. Hey, you moved the odds. You moved the odds, video games. I mean, looking at it, so SJ32 won pretty handily last week. They won all their matches handily. I mean, you could make a small underdog play on SJ32. Like, I could see it. I don't know. The 419E bet seems so good, though. Like, maybe I don't need to be... Maybe I don't need to make a bet like this. I'll have it on here for now, but... Video game says pretty sure TR is down to 4 players regardless or something because people migrated and the 10 backup couldn't make it or something. Yeah, that's entirely possible. Bulba, thank you for subscribing. Thanks for hanging out. We're just going through these bets here. Little Friday night Osiris League coverage in your tradition, Bulba. We found one amazing bet. And so I'm just kind of looking through to see if there are any other amazing bets. Yeah, no opinion here, really. No opinion here. No opinion here. I don't know a lot about some of these teams. This match is very interesting. 2268 against 1830, which got a lot of eye for talent action. So this is a very interesting match. I don't know if I would bet on this match. I mean, do I really want to bet against 2268 again? I mean, they had a nice win last week. They have a lot of former TR players on their team. But do I want to just bet on a Chinese team with a lot of hype behind them that's an underdog to 2268? I mean, you could justify a bet on T30 here, in my opinion. In my opinion, you could justify a bet on T30. Yeah, I don't know why they got so many IF talents, but the fact remains that they did get them. We could bet small on 60 MX. Like maybe 2% on 60 MX. Maybe we do like 2.5% there, 2.5% here. And let's keep looking. So 2K did better than I expected last week. They held on to win against a team they were a big favorite with. AO77 also won. And so AO77 is from 2377. 2377 is a very, very strong kingdom, right? 2377 is one of the top A kingdoms in the entire game. Whereas Kingdom 2000 got beaten in one afternoon by 2293. So from a KVK perspective, AO77 is way, way better than RD2K. And they're doing very good in Osiris League. And they have just as much power. So as I look at this matchup, I think to myself that AO77 seems like a very good bet. Like they just have to be a very good bet. I'm getting the kingdom right, correct? Like 2377 is that really big A kingdom. Let me make sure. I'll make sure. I will make sure. 2377. Yes, they're the 24th biggest kingdom in the game right now. They have 1.2 trillion KP. So I'm going to be honest, this looks like a really good bet to me. AO77 looks like a very good bet to me. If the 419E bet wasn't so good, then we would bet more on this one, but we're just going to put it at 10%. I don't think I have any other opinions here. Yeah, I just don't think I know enough about these other teams to have anywhere near as much of a confident bet on them. So what does this add up to? 15%, 20%, 30%, 35%, 40%. Okay, so actually we have it covered here. This is 100% right here. The only question is, do we go bigger on 419E? And I kind of think we do. I mean, how does 419E ever lose this when TR no-showed last week? Video games says I put 100 on MX just in case. But Plata said he asked someone and they said not to bet on MX. Yes, it's the right. Oh, it's GV77's Kingdom. Okay. That's the part I was missing. The part I was missing is that AO77 is their number 2 team. Right. That's the part I'm missing. Is that AO77 is the number 2 team, because GV77 is the number 1 team. So, you know, maybe we fade Kingdom 2000 for the second straight week, and it bites us in the butt again. But I feel okay about this bet. Why do I think campmates will lose? Quinn, my bet is just based on the fact that 1718 has had a hard KVK, so like they might not have all the troops they need. Whereas I believe 1158 is not in KVK, or just like isn't. I mean, I guess I can check. I'm just assuming that 1158 is a little bit fresher than 1718, and the truth is that I just wanted to bet on that game because I'm gonna watch it, right? I just wanted some action on the game. Now, I guess because this is just not real life, and I'm not betting on like actual money on a sporting event, I guess I could not be a savage person, and I could simply bet on our campmates instead, because that's who I'm rooting for. I mean, I guess I could do that. I guess I could just like switch my opinion based on wanting to bet on the team I'm rooting for. As the poker player DGAF said a few weeks ago, if you're going to a sporting event and then you're betting money on the road team so that you're rooting the opposite of everyone else at the stadium, well, life is just too short to be doing stuff like that. So I'm going to follow DGF's words of advice, and I'm going to bet on 17-18 because I want them to win. And then the only decision really is how much you bet on 419E. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this NE53 bet because I didn't feel like super strong about that one. And then that's 60% on 419E. Apparently, if you place an odd bet, you get more back than an even bet. Yeah, I mean, that's a level of grinding that I'm not going to engage in. I just drag the bar. Bulba says, should be plenty of good surprises this weekend. Yeah, I didn't look at the big underdogs that much. I didn't look at the big underdogs all that much. I mean, 71D is a big underdog. 50CN. We're betting on SJ32. And 60MX. Just in case. P9X is a big underdog. We'll see how it goes. Video game says since 17 to 18 aren't my cam mates, I bet 200 on the other guys. That's fair. It's very fair. 17 to 18 were very cool, so I'm genuinely rooting for them. So like, I'll just bet on them. Who cares? And yeah, maybe I go bigger on 419E. It's a little hard to justify betting on anyone else. Maybe I go 5% on AO77. Go 65% here. I don't know, something like this. Maybe I'll get rid of E301. We'll figure it out later. No big deal. But yeah, good thing that we went through. Good thing that we went through those bets, because now I'm ready to make a video later. Bulba says INSL will go down to the wire. Yeah, I feel good about that bet. That bet makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to keep that one. Allies put 3K on 419E. Yeah, you know. Fortunately, my YouTube channel is not that big, so hopefully I don't move the lines too much. Although I do think I moved the OG line a little bit last week. Bulba is picking or saying that his upset of the week would be Mimi. Yeah, I looked at that Mimi bet a little bit. I looked at it a little bit. I think you're right. I think that's one of the more promising upsets. Yeah, I think that's if you're looking to make an underdog play, I think that's a very good one to make. I'm not going to bet on too many underdogs because, like I said, I just want to make a few Oryx this week so that I can comfortably buy these AP pots before next week's betting. What else? Oh, I need to train later and get the other Eye of the Talent. I'm going to do my Eye of Talents in the video I make. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one Eye of Talent on 60 GT. And then I'm also going to put one Eye of Talent on 89 CG. Just because I saw Pho was in somebody's chat. It was either Redline or Plato, and Pho said that he predicted that 89 CG would win this realm. And, you know, they don't have much competition. So I do think 89 CG is like a very good, safe bet. And so I'm going to start spreading some of my Eye of Talents to 89 CG. Ella says BLN will win this week. We need redemption. Ella's, did you guys get a KVK pop today? I was wondering that. Did 365 get a matchup or Lost Kingdom? All right. What else was there to do? Okay, Alliance mobilization is soon. In half an hour, we can see our Ark of Osiris. We got 4 days of matchmaking. Okay. Do you know if there are any kingdoms in the queue with you, Aloys? Like any known kingdoms? Natsu, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Let's see. Let me just click a few buttons here. Go through my daily tasks. And just try to think if there's anything to do other than Champions of Olympia. Or I could go back to chaining. Or I could just keep chaining. There's only one other S seed, 2142. Which is I've literally never even heard of 2142. Okay, so they're like way smaller than 365. Yeah, so I would be a little bit surprised if 365 gets a matchup. Adrian says, what is your Alliance's strategy for Alliance mobilization? Do you guys do quests with farm? It's quite costly, I find, for main accounts. Do you guys also fill up as many people as possible? So again, here you see I'm screwing up the chaining because I was looking at chat and I literally just killed those things so fast. Yeah, for Alliance mobilization, I think the correct strategy is to sign everybody up. I have not confirmed that the required points for each level are the same regardless of how many people you register, but I believe that's the case. So yes, I think it's correct to register everyone. And basically what we do is we send out a mail saying, if you have a farm that can guarantee that you're going to do at least 5 quests, then please let us know, and then you can be in the main alliance. So we basically just sign up the farms that are going to be active, and then they're expected to do at least 5 quests. And we tell people to not take it too seriously, right? Like, don't spend gems just to do a quest. Don't spend speed ups just to do a quest. Just get the quest done in your natural course of playing the game. It's not that serious. It's not that important. And that's kind of the way we do it. I mean, the thing that happened with Alliance mobilization, right, is that this is a risky chain right here, especially when this guy just walked out. Yeah, I'm just letting this thing die, I guess, because if I walk now, it's just not gonna work. So yeah, I definitely need to fix this chaining march. Like, it just kills too fast. Bulba, thank you. Thanks for subbing. Thanks for checking in. And yeah, on my way to 1K, Bulba. I remember you saying a long time ago that like you were thinking about raiding somebody or something like that, and you were like, the people who have to work for it, who have to like very gradually get to 1K subs, they tend to do better in the long run. And I've had some great support along the way, but I do think I've gradually grinded my way to 1K. And yeah, I think that is a good thing. I haven't done Golden Kingdom, and I don't plan to do Golden Kingdom on stream. I think I'd rather do Olympia on stream than Golden Kingdom. And what was I gonna say? So the thing about Alliance mobilization, right, is that when it came out, and on level 8 or whatever it is, you got those 3 armament chests, right? So like we were doing this, and on level 7, we got these 3 legendary armament chests. So what I thought would happen is that the rewards would get bigger and bigger as this thing went on. I thought the rewards would get bigger and bigger, but actually they get smaller. On level 9, you only get 1 armament chest. And then on a level 11, you only get 1 armament chest. And then now we're even seeing level 14, you get 2. So the rewards don't really get better as this thing goes on. And if we just play this event casually, we can always get to level 7. And I feel like after that, these levels are like not that important. So I don't think it's really worth it to go out of your way to get quests done. I think it's fine if people just do like the gathering quests and the bundle buying quests. So yeah, that's kind of our strategy, is to be quite casual about it. I also don't think it matters if you get promoted or not, because at the end of the day, you know, if you can't make it to like Diamond League early on, then you're also probably not going to be able to complete all 15 levels that are open in Diamond League. So it's really just about how well you do as an alliance. And what league you're in really doesn't matter, because you're generally not going to max all of these levels anyway. So at some point they showed us all these rewards. When this event first came out, we could not see all these rewards, unless I'm mistaken and I never checked this exact tab before. But I mean, now we can see all the rewards, and they really don't increase that much. What is this? You get 1? You get 1 commander sculpture here? Is that true? Oh, maybe the numbers are just not shown here. Anyway, now we can see all the rewards. And I mean, they're decent, but they're not amazing. It's really this level 7 that is the key, when you get 3 legendary armament chests. Eldra says, great streamer, great commentary. That's why you're growing so fast. I appreciate it. I don't know how fast I'm growing, honestly. I think other people are growing faster than me, so. Video says, yeah, you for sure we're not able to see them before. Yeah. I didn't think so. I don't know. There's like a lot of competition in the YouTube game right now. I'm seeing a lot of ROK content creators like really step it up. Like the person Archer Syndicate. Archer Syndicate makes a new video every single day. He has very good like clickbaity type titles, and his channel is growing basically 2x faster than mine. And I'm seeing other people just like do very good content. 12inch is doing like a lot of great content lately. Plato is getting back into the live streaming game, and you know, Plato was taking it easy for a while, and you sort of forget what a live streaming monster he is, in terms of getting a lot of viewers and also just being a good streamer. So I'm doing my best, Algebra, but I feel like I still have a long way to go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like a funny person. Like in regular life, I'm funny, but I just like have not figured out how to be funny on stream. And I think I probably need to start using a face cam. I think I have the green screen. I just need to set it up. I have the webcam. I just need to plug it in, and then I'll see how things look with the webcam and the green screen, and maybe I'll add a face cam to my live streams. Because I don't know, I just need to be more. I have good commentary about the game, but I just need to be more entertaining, basically. Hard to be funny on screen. Sarcasm is hard. Yeah, for sure. I think I've said a few funny things over time where like they were very sarcastic, and then like they were actually kind of funny, but nobody laughed because it was just like hard to detect. Um, but I think a face cam would help with that as well, right? So I was just listening. I'm like a lifelong fan of Howard Stern, right? I don't really listen to his show anymore, but I will still listen to, you know, older shows that he did years and decades ago. And I was just like listening to it last night and kind of listening to how he does things, thinking about how he has a whole team, right? Howard has not only a bunch of people in the studio, but he also has a team of people writing for him in the back and producing the show and all that, right? And he would do a 4-hour show Monday through Friday, and then he would generally be exhausted once the show was over, and you know, not really have much of a life, not be super interesting or charismatic outside of work, because he was like saving everything for his job. And I was just listening to him and thinking to myself, dude, you do a 3 or 4 hour show every Friday. Like every Friday you do a radio quote unquote radio show that's roughly the same as what Howard would do on a Monday morning. And like, I just think about how much he put into that, how many years of experience he had, how many other talented people he had around him helping. And I was just like, man, you should probably take this like really seriously. Like, you can't just like show up and expect it to be good. You have to find a way to be entertaining. You have to find a way to be interesting. Because look at how seriously Howard Stern took it, and you're literally doing shows that are almost as long as his are. So I don't know. It was just one of those moments where I'm like, yeah, there's just like a lot of room to grow. There's a lot of room to get better at this stuff. You know, instead of having people in the studio with me, what I have is the chat, right? Like you all are my Robin, you're my Artie, you're my Fred, you're my Baba Booey, and some of you, unfortunately, are even my Benji. You know, I hate to say it, but there's probably a couple of Benjis in the chat as well. And so like when the chat is really active, that does make things way easier. But also, I think I have to always be ready to carry the show myself. And some days I'm ready, some days I'm not. Today I wasn't quite sure. Today I was not quite sure. Ella says there are a bunch of streamers that put on a pretty solid show every day. Probably. I think you say probably. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but when I open the chat, like, literally I can't... Oh, here's what I do. Probably more entertaining than Howard without a writing staff. I just expanded the size of my chat window because, here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys what I was dealing with, right? I was looking at it like this. I was like this. And it's like the heart blocks the text, right? The heart blocks the text, so I can't read everything. But then, like the genius that I am, I was like, what if I do this? Oh, okay, that works. So now the heart doesn't block the chat anymore. I mean, I don't know. Howard is... So, like, the thing is, right? Yeah, Howard definitely leans on his writing staff a bit and all that. But he has, like, a very good voice, and he doesn't have a monotone voice. His vocal range fluctuates to make his voice more compelling, and he is just like very aware of when the show is getting a little bit boring, and then he kind of changes subjects. He's like hyper aware of not being boring, always being entertaining. Whereas I think that a lot of those of us in the YouTube generation or the Twitch generation, we're a little bit more like, yeah, I'm just going to show up. I'm going to play the game. I'm going to say what comes to the top of my mind, and that'll be good enough, basically. And I think there's something to be said for being like very prepared and being sort of a more professional entertainer. Adrian says, the thing is, your content is great for loyal viewers that people will follow for long, but not best for mainstream. The loyal viewers are more important anyways, can develop the mainstream stuff later for reels and newbie videos. Yes, I very much agree with you, Adrian. I very much agree with you. I think, I mean, like, at the end of the day, the loyal viewers are the people who hang out and chat, like, stream after stream, hour after hour, right? The loyal viewers are the people who are just chatting, and because I can get to know those people better, I can also have, you know, better conversations because we can be talking about more than just get to know you type stuff. And, you know, ultimately I feel great about how well the live streams have done. Because, you know, if people forget, I really didn't live stream until 3 months or so ago, right? I was just a video guy. I just made videos. And I do think I'm still better at videos than I am at live streaming, but it is basically the live streams have gone better than I expected, right? More viewers, more engagement, more financial support. Like, everything about the live stream has gone better than I expected. And I think it's probably partly because of what Adrian said. Like, I'm doing a pretty good job of making content for loyal, pretty serious ROK players. And that is where my focus is, but you know, like, there is value in catering to the newbies, right? There is value in making content for the newer players because they are the future of this game. And it also, like, if I make content for newer players, it allows me to think about someone other than myself. I think one of the biggest problems I have as a person is I just am very self-involved. I guess you could say that I'm a bit narcissistic, which I guess is good for a content creator to be narcissistic, but, like, I'm not great at putting myself in other shoes. I'm not great at anticipating what other people want. And if I tried a little bit to make videos that cater to a wider audience, that would just sort of strengthen the muscles of thinking about other people. Like, putting myself in other people's shoes to make videos can help me also put myself in other people's shoes at life in general, right? So that's kind of one of my goals, is to make more videos that cater to a wider audience. You could make epic tier lists with that. Yeah, I mean, like, so, like, yeah, like, I've never even made a Garrison tier list, right? I've never even made a Garrison tier list. And I probably have better opinions about Garrisons at this point, having just fought in a big KVK. I probably have, like, the best Garrison-based opinions of, like, any content creator. And yet I've never made that tier list video, right? I could totally do that. I could totally freaking do that. And in all honesty, the only reason that I haven't, like, started making a Garrison tier list video is because I'm not, like, exactly sure how good Dido Hera is. Lambo was actually talking about Dido Hera on his stream earlier, and I, like, literally asked him about Dido Hera and flags, because I was like, oh, this is the information I need. I need to get more information about Dido Hera. I've also thought about just asking in the Commander Talk channel in our Alliance Discord, like, what did people think of Dido Hera in this KVK? So, like, I'm not making a Garrison tier list simply because I don't have every single piece of information I need, but maybe that shouldn't slow me down. Maybe I should just, you know, make a Garrison tier list and say what I have to say about Dido Hera, even if I don't have absolutely all the information. Adrian says, yeah, that's probably Chisgle's best strength, knowing what people want and need. I think Chisgle's very good at that, but I also think Chisgle is very entertaining. I think Chisgle is an excellent entertainer. And that's one of the things I want to get better at, you know? Video Game says, I heard Dido Hera is mainly for passes and forts. Well, yeah, that's what Lambo said. And so I asked him, you don't think, what's bad about Dido Hera and flags? And I think he maybe just didn't read it, or he might have answered it after I jumped in the shower. But I'm gonna go back and see if he had anything to say about it. But I mean, my sense with Dido Hera was that it seemed pretty swarmable. Like, it seemed like it was a bit more swarmable than maybe like Flavius Hera. I don't know. But it's like weird to say that it's swarmable because Dido has like anti-swarm skills, right? Like, first of all, it reduced the skill damage of like nearby enemies. That's very anti-swarm. And then this third skill, the normal attacks of this commander's troops have a 20% chance to inflict the ambushed effect on the target troop for 3 seconds, which prevents the target troop from benefiting from the... Oh, that's not it. That's not it. And then another skill damage reduction here, right? Yeah, so I mean, I guess there's not a ton of anti-swarm on Dido. There's just like a soft anti-swarm with the skill damage reduction stuff. So I don't know. Like, my inclination is to say that Jan Hera is the best garrison, that Dido Hera is number 2, that Flav Hera is number 3, and that Hera YSS is number 4. Like, the main point of me doing a garrison video would be to downrank Hera YSS, because I actually don't think it is as good as the 3 troop type garrisons. I just think it ultimately like trades not as well, and you're just not getting enough benefit from being able to throw anything in there. Yeah, video games, the 419 bet would just be a 2x. Yeah, it's just a 2x. But I mean, you're getting a 2x bet where you're more than 50% likely to win, and if you lose, you get half your money back. So it's like an amazing bet. Adrian says, by the way, Chisco definitely has a bank of video ideas lined up. That's why he pumps out so many videos, and adapt with spontaneous videos as well. Could serve you to do that. Yeah, Adrian, I kind of keep a list. I mean, the truth is, right, I have a ton of videos I can make because I have a ton of war footage to make videos from, right? There's like 10 videos I can make from the most recent war, and there's another 4 or 5 videos I can make from the drama war, right? So just on war videos alone, I have 15 videos in the bank. But I have to take the time to edit those videos and make those videos. And then I roughly keep a list of other video ideas. Like, I have a couple video ideas. Let's see if there's any I'm willing to share. I probably want to keep them all quiet, but let me take a look. I've got a couple video ideas that I've been saving. Yeah, I mean, I have some idea. I have a video about like ideas that I would suggest to Lilith to make the game better. What else do I have? I want to do a video about Lilith's decisions in the past, like ranking their best decisions ever. I have a bunch of videos, actually. I have a bunch of like idea-based videos of how they could make the game better. Someone had a great idea on the stream a month or so ago where they were like, they should give away Montezuma heads for events. Like, why be so stingy with Montezuma heads? Why not just like give them out to people? And I had a bunch of ideas related to that, you know, because once you introduce a new reward type, especially if it's a reward type that's not going to hurt the balance of the game, which is what Montezuma heads would do, then you can like come up with all sorts of interesting events that reward those heads. Any videos on the 252 war? I do have, Quinn, I do have about 6 videos about the 1252 war. We have not yet gotten to the part where 1252 fights us. It's just about the 1682 portion of that war. But I mean, I do have video. It's called the Drama War. So if you just look on my page, Quinn, the last 6 or so war videos that I have are from that KVK. They don't talk about 1252 too much, but the next one will. But it's going to be a while before I get back to that war. I'm going to make videos from this war first. Like this weekend, I'm working on the first video for this war here. I've already got a lot of it sketched out. Hopefully I will get the first war video done this weekend. And so I'm going to do this war first, and then I'm going to go back to the Drama War. Video game says, I think I said that they should replace Ethel with Manta after she's expertised. Yeah, I think it might have been you, Video Games. It was good. I thought those were very good ideas. Alice says, or add new gold gathering commanders, make gathering easier overall. Yeah, they could absolutely, right? Or they could just add some item, you know, they could add some item where you have to get the blueprint for it. And it's like some gold boost. You know, you know, instead of Peter's Sickle, which gives 13% gathering, maybe there's, you know, maybe there's Cleopatra's Sickle, which gives 20% gold gathering, right? And then just make us get the blueprint fragments for Cleopatra's Sickle from any number of new events they might do, you know? Or, you know, world bosses in the home kingdom. You know, let us get some new gathering equipment from world bosses in the home kingdom. That would be fun. It would add a little spice to the home kingdom, and it would not affect balance in any way whatsoever. And the same thing with Montezuma, right? Like if you give Montezuma heads out more often, what's that going to do? It's going to make people better at barb chaining. Who cares? That doesn't affect anything. Unknown Tomato says, ROK content creation feels much like the game itself. New players are years behind SOC vets without spending. Old creators have a stronghold on videos. I don't know. I think that ROK content creation and YouTube content creation in general is quite a meritocracy. I'm very happy with how much of a meritocracy YouTube is. I had absolutely no idea that if I simply made good videos, that YouTube would then share those videos out to tons and tons of people. You know, as a completely unknown content creator a couple years ago, I made a couple war videos that got over 2,000 views. You know, I had like 150 subs, but those videos got over 2,000 views. I mean, I can't ask for anything more than that, right? Like, I can't ask for any more of a meritocracy than that. Like, if you make a good video, you'll get views, your channel will grow. And I mean, I don't know how many viewers I have right now. I'm probably have like 20 or so, I'm guessing. I mean, so it's 14 people watching me right now. It's like, there are people on Twitch who literally will live stream for a year. Like, they'll live stream 3 or 4 days a week for a year, hoping to get to 14 viewers. Whereas I'm getting, you know, 20 or so average viewers on my streams, even though I've only done about 15 streams ever. To me, that's great. Video Game says they could have a limited time fort event like Marauder encampments, but as pyramids, you rally for a chance at that Cleo accessory, or even mummy barbarians that drop reskinned Lohars. Let me read this again if I want to integrate this into my list of ideas. Fort event like Marauder encampments, but it's pyramids. Yeah, I mean, they could do stuff like that, right? Like, they could do Marauder type events, but make it like across multiple kingdoms, right? Like, have your whole continent compete in some sort of Marauder encampment type event. And maybe you get some fragments. You can randomly get fragments from killing the pyramid, but then you also can earn fragments if your kingdom places in first place. They could do like a bunch of stuff like that. I think that's where they need to go, right? They just need to make more fun events in the game. Like I was saying earlier, this is a cool event. Like this is like a very basic event. It's just like how many barbs you kill. If you kill 250, you get some nice rewards, and then you can see how well your camp is doing compared to other camps. Like that's just a cool event. Like it literally just makes barb grinding more fun for this 2 or 3 day period. And yeah, I don't know, lately I have been honestly, lately I've been watching content for other games, for like other MMOs. I've been watching some Black Desert Online content, and I've been watching a lot of Albion Online content. And it is making me realize that like ROK is such a simple game, right? You know, when you grind in Albion Online, essentially you are making a risk reward bet every single time. If you gather in the overworld, there's a risk that you can get killed by another player. Another way to grind is you go into these dungeons, like there's corrupted dungeons, and then there's these things called the mists. And in both cases, they're basically dungeons where you enter the dungeon, other players enter the dungeon at the same time as you. You have the ability to kill each other, and you know, if you kill the other person, you take all of their loot. So that's a huge reward. But they're just, you're taking a gamble that you can farm all the stuff. You know, you can farm the NPCs and get good loot. And you're just taking a risk that you can get those farming rewards while either A, avoiding the enemy player, or B, killing the enemy player. And so it's all like a skill-based, the grinding is very skill-based, and the people who are better at the game progress faster in their grinding. And you're having these like you're having these unique combat experiences every time you enter one of these dungeons. On the other hand, in ROK, all I'm doing is chaining barbs. That's all I'm freaking doing. I'm just chaining barbs. And we're all using the same commanders to do it. We're simply putting the best gear that we can on the marches. Like there's so little complexity here. There's so little complexity going on in this. And you know, with combat as well, right? Like the combat is kind of skill-based, but at the end of the day, it's very basic. The combat is very, very basic. And I was just like watching these other games. I was watching how in-depth Black Desert Online is. I was watching how competitive and how much risk-reward functionality there is in Albion Online. And I was just thinking to myself, you know what? You might actually get bored of ROK at some point. Like I might get bored of this game. I might at some point say, you know what? There's something more enjoyable than just barb chaining that I could be doing. Like, if I were a Black Desert Online streamer and I were grinding, I would be, you know, very quickly racing through these monsters that I'm killing. The visuals would be amazing. The scenery would change as I progress through the zone. The whole time there would be these pop-ups on the screen notifying me whether a player failed in their latest crafting or succeeded in their latest crafting. And visually speaking and content-wise, it would be way more interesting than me just chaining barbs and talking to the chat. And, you know, the limitations of this game are good in some ways, but you watch other games and you start to get a little bit annoyed at how basic this game is. Let's see here. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Again, I'm just killing these things too fast. It's screwing up my chaining. Ay, ay, ay. Let's see. Adrian says, Mr. Beast says it's easier to make one viral video than many videos doing many views. Don't know how much that applies to Rock, but interesting perspective. Yeah, I'm not sure, Adrian. I'm not sure if it applies to Rock. I feel like... I feel like with gaming, it has long been the case that people who make videos frequently do better than people who make a few high-quality videos. And then, like, you also have to think about the like the donation game and stuff like that. Like, if you just make like one quality video every 2 weeks, then and you like never live stream, then like all your money is coming from advertising and from people who become a member and a supporter just based on your videos, right? I think with gaming, it's more about like live streaming and pumping out lots of content because that's sort of how the donations come in. But let's go down to this next subject here, where Unknown Tomato says there hasn't been a good event since Arc mode was added. I'm gonna flag that and see whether I agree with that or not. Yeah, video games. I basically was not addicted to gaming. I had finally kicked my gaming addiction, and then I watched Gecko make a video about ROK. I thought I was going to play it for one day and then quit and feel good about myself. And 5 years later, here we are. Adrian says, I think the simplicity is why ROK wins in MMOs. Call of Dragons just look way more complex. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more complex COD is. I get that they have... You can cast skills in combat, and that the troop types kind of behave differently. But when I watch COD content, I'm not sure that that complexity makes the actual fights better or more complex. Because it looks to me like in COD, it's just who has bigger numbers. Like whichever team has more numbers, they just win. And like there's also very little rally and garrison complexity in COD. So I'm not sure that COD is more complex than ROK, but I'm pretty certain that a game like Albion Online is more complex because like every weapon type has different skills. You can assign different skills to your character given what weapon you're using. And like everyone has different gear, the gear does different things, the gear has different qualities. So like, I mean, complexity can be good. Like, complexity can definitely be good. Simplicity can also be good, and ROK has done an amazing job with simplicity. Like, you're right. The reason ROK is popular is because it is simple. Like, and the reason we get to play this game with lots of people who, like, have never been hardcore gamers before is because this game is simple, and they can play it on their phone, and they can be a valuable contributing member to an alliance. And that's great. That simplicity is great. It is. But I'm just watching other games and sort of like remembering the gamer that I used to be. And I'm like, man, this simplicity... I don't know. Sometimes I just wish there was a little bit more there, basically. Because I spend all this time chaining, right? And this, me spending this time chaining is just like... It's just about putting in the time. It's not about skill, it's just about putting in the time. That's all it is. It's like, if I put in the time, I'm a good chainer. If I don't put in the time, I'm a less good chainer. And it's a little depressing. It's a little bit depressing to do something that has no skill involved for many hours. Because anyone can do it. Anyone can chain barbs. I'm doing nothing special other than just being kind of a weirdo who is willing to put in the hours. Video Game says they could do an actual battle royal mode or like an extraction mode where it's like Osiris COO, where you go in with a single march, get stuff, and try to make it out with whatever you got. And it could have like an energy kind of system like Sorority Assault, so you could just farm a crazy amount of stuff every day. Yeah, they could do a lot of things, right? They could do like rune battles, right? They could do just they could do you know, they could do like they could warp 8 kingdoms onto a map and have an altar in the middle. And basically you can never heal your hospital. Once your hospital fills up, you basically can't fight anymore, right? And those 8 kingdoms could, you know, make alliances, and maybe the top 2 would get rewards. The top 2 kingdoms at the end would get rewards. So you would be cutting deals with the other kingdoms. And it's all based on who controls this zone the longest, right? Maybe make it a 6-hour event, something like that. After 6 hours, whichever kingdom had full control of the altar for the longest time, they win. And like I said, you can't, once your hospital fills up, you can't fight anymore. And I mean, maybe, you know, we could tweak that a little bit. Like maybe what I'm saying is a little bit too simple. Maybe you need like 2 altars instead of 1. Anyway, the point is they could do a lot of stuff. They could do a lot of stuff. They could do all sorts of different things. Which wouldn't really add complexity, but it would at least add some skill and some decision making, and just like give us a little bit more to think about, I guess. Like a King of the Hill mode, whoever controls the middle for the longest or whatever. Oh, you were saying the same thing? Yeah. Because what that also does is it decreases the influence of bots, right? Which, so some of you probably watched my video the other day about whether bots are a problem in ROK. And one thing I wasn't able to really say too much in that was that I think one of the ways you decrease the influence of bots is you just have a lot of active events. Instead of making progression so much about gathering barb forts and chaining barbs, or killing barbs, instead of making progression based so much on those 3 things, which are all things that bots can do, make progression be more based on, I mean, I hate to say it, but make progression be more based on stuff like Golden Kingdom. Now, Golden Kingdom is a pretty boring event, but the point is, bots can't really do Golden Kingdom for you. I mean, maybe this particular event they can do, but they sure as heck can't do Champions of Olympia for you. They can't do Ark of Osiris for you. They can't do our new King of the Hill for you. They can't do Protect the Supplies for you. They can probably do Silk Road for you, but that's just because Silk Road is so easy. So the point is, the more you make progression based on those sort of active things, then the less progress bots can make. But if you just make us go around all day chaining barbs, then A, it makes someone like me feel like I'm wasting my life, and B, you allow bots to do it roughly just as easily. But yeah, that was good, because that was one of the rants I wanted to go on, was the ROK compared to other games rant. And it's pretty fitting to be able to do that while I'm just, yeah, mindlessly chaining barbs. But maybe this is just a function of, you know, me spending the last 10 days using all my AP to do some chaining. Maybe I am just burnt out. I don't know. All right, I am going to do this clump of barbs, and then I'm going to jump in COO. So if anybody does want to play COO with me, if anybody wants to play COO with me, let me give you my location in the game. I'm in 11861. My chords are 434316. Just send me a message in the game and I will invite you to the COO team. Actually, I need to walk home. Oh no. Oh no. I would have to wait 26 minutes for COO because my double C is in the field. I guess I'll port. Alright. Alright, Adrian's in. If only another mobile game had free troop movement like ROK. True. The free troop movement is basically this game. Like, that's what makes this game like so much better than a game like Lords Mobile. Yeah, I'm just gonna teleport. Like I said, I'm trying to save, right? I'm trying to save all my stuff. And so I'm trying to save my teleports because I really don't have that many. And I bought a lot during this KVK. But I'll use one teleport. You know, for the content. I mean, like the complexity part is sort of why I'm kind of okay with armaments. Like, yes, it's pay to win, but I've been pretty lucky on my armaments, and so I have like good ones, even though I haven't spent that much. B, it almost feels like not that many people are spending money on armaments, and so armaments have not gotten out of control yet. C, with armaments, basically people have not gotten to this level yet where they have the 8 inscription shards and they're buying something like this, which is just an unbelievably strong inscription. Their troop increase the skill damage resistance by 5%, plus their troops deal 3% extra normal attack damage up to 12% for every 20% of units the target has lost. So this, on a rally or a garrison, this is giving you not only 5% skill damage resistance, but it's giving you 12% normal attack damage, which is roughly 15% of stats. Like, this armament, this inscription, quite literally gives you 20% of stats. It gives you 20% of stats. All right, so that's like insanely good. I don't know how good this one is. I assume this is Wedge. And so this one's quite good too. This one is 3.5% of normal attack damage resistance. That's like 4% of stats. And then this one gives you 8% skill damage on both of your active skills. I'm thinking. Maybe only one? Alright, so 80% rage. The next turn is 100% rage. That's 1 second. After that, the next turn is the first active skill. That's second 2. And then there's a turn where no skill is cast. Right? There's one turn where no skill is cast. There's a 1 turn gap between the 2 skills. So this only buffs 1 active skill. So we'll say this is 4% skill damage, 2% all damage, 5% of stats, plus whatever I said this was. So this is only like 10% of stats, right? Anyway, with armaments, at least it adds a bit of complexity. At least there's a bit of complexity with armaments. You know, you have a bit of customization in terms of what you actually pick. You have customization in terms of what you transmute. You not only which armaments you transmute, but like which commander you actually focus your transmutation stones on. You know, are you going to emphasize your Guan? Are you going to emphasize your Nevsky? Are you going to emphasize your Garrison? Whatever it may be. So I like that armaments have added a bit of complexity and a bit of customization to the game. And then I would also point out, and this goes back to what we were talking about with the balance of the commanders and how we're still at the same we're still at that same Nevsky tier level, is that if they stay at this Nevsky tier level for a long time, then what that means is they can add more commanders at this tier level where we get back to a point where we actually have to pick who we build, right? There were people in the chat tonight talking about how they're going to skip Q Bing. There are people wondering if Justinian might be good in the open field, and so like maybe it's worthwhile to build a sometimes rally, sometimes open field commander. We have people who have skipped Sargon, and we have other people who think Sargon is really good. So as we're at this Nevsky tier level for longer, we are now reaching a point where people are having to make some choices about their commanders. It's not as simple as build Nevsky, build Scipio, build Boudica. Because that got really boring too, where everyone had the exact same commanders. You go into Champions of Olympia, and everyone has the exact same commanders. That's boring. That's too simple. That's way too freaking simple. But if we stay at this Nevsky commander level for a while, people are going to start having to make choices about who to build. All right, Adrian. Yep, I'm gonna do this barb chain here, and then I will and then we'll do COO. I guess this guy needs to get to a city, eh? Oh, he's close. All right. All right, so we got Adrian here. Things to make you jealous, maybe. Ooh, that is a nice armament. Yeah. Well, as an arch player, this makes me jealous simply because I can't use the hunter inscription. So what is this worth? I'm saying hunter's worth like 13%, maybe 14%. Hunter might be worth 14%, but let's say it's worth 13%. You've got 3.2, you've got 4, 7.3, 10.5, 23.5%. 23.5% of stats on this one armament. That's amazing. That's amazing. Alright, let me just port here. Bring my double C back into town. Put the gear on Nevsky. And then we'll play COO. The thing I'm wondering about in COO is, am I better off using Boudica Zug with purple gear? Or should I use XY with mostly legendary inscribed gear? Like, what do you guys think is better? You think Boudica Zug with purple gear is better than XY William with mostly legendary gear? And my Zug is not expertise also. I guess I'll use Boudica Zug Just because I see everyone using Zug in COO, so I guess I'll use. Boudica's debuff probably makes up for the gear. Janik, welcome to the stream. Let me make sure I'm not teleporting to an unsafe zone. No, I'm not. I'm fine. I'd say Zug YSG probably better than both those options. Maybe Boudica Zug though for March speed. I mean, that's why I like the XY William, right? I like the XY William because it's like fast and keeps up with my Nevsky Joan. But yeah, maybe I'll just do Boudica. Alright, let me just get set up here. Boudica's got that, and Guan needs the dagger. And the Guan's looking good. Do we know if armaments work in COO? I assume they do. But, I'm just curious. Alright. Oh, you know what I was looking at is I noticed that Black Panther was using all these heal skills. He was using like these heal skills and these stats. He was using like this stat skill. I can't remember if he was using... I can't remember if he was using silence or if he was using this. But I guess I use true leadership. And then what is this? I wonder which one of these is best. I guess I'll use this shield one, just because I have Guan. Alright, let me invite Adrian here. If anybody else wants to play COO, let me know. Oh, I was going to invite this dude to play COO, but he's like 25 million power. I don't think we want to do that. Inspiring Ballad is better? Sam, welcome to the stream. Wait. Let me change my, 1 second, I need to change my lineup. Or wait, can I change it later? One second, Adrian, I'm gonna like redo this. I forgot to change my lineup. Yeah, Sam, I'll give you my location. Oh, here are my chords. 577 748 And I'm in LK 11861. Shout out to a Cavalryman. Appreciate the support. I think for COO, we'll stick to slightly more advanced players. No, it's not fogged. It's not fogged. You can just search for 1770. You can search for Kingdom 770, and then that will take you to this Lost Kingdom. But I'll get you for the next match, Sam. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I just rejected Cavalry main like Michael Jordan got cut from his JV basketball team as a freshman. All right, so let me see if I can. Okay, so I can give stats to like other people. That's cool. I remember like seeing some strategies that Black Panther's team used in COO, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna remember these skills or these strategies, and I already forget them. I already forget. I think they did one middle. That's one of the things they did. So we got a 1v1 there. Yeah, I was talking about. I meant when he played with Plato a couple days ago. Yep. Yeah, because I just think there are some implications of COO that I like don't understand, like certain things you should be doing, like basically like for example running around, right? If you have one march and it just runs around and it never gets targeted, then it's just like a pretty good way to fight, basically. I can tell you one thing that I'm not good at yet is talking and playing COO at the same time. Alright, so I'm losing this fight, so there's no... Wait, am I? No, I'm not. Alright, now I'm losing. I'm definitely going to lose here, right? We have 4, they have like 5. I should just leave. No reason for me to stay here. Alright, I'm not even sure what the correct play here is, but... Okay, so we cannot let them get this apple and have this flag. So I just don't want him to get this. I just don't want him to get it. That's my whole goal here. Alright, so I just saved the day there. We're winning half the map. We're losing the match. The apple being on our side is good. The apple being on our side is good. This is a very weird game. I think we're doing good right now because we're about to take all the flags. Right, so I'm winning this fight here. I switched too early. It's alright. Winning this is good. We got the apple. Alright. I don't know who was trying to get us to... I don't know who was trying to get us to vote to surrender. Because we have this thing pretty well locked down at this point. I'll heal my Nevsky. I think ultimately I micromanaged this very well. I mean, I saved them grabbing the apple at one point, and then moments later, that same Guan who saved the apple hit 2 of their marches as they were trying to heal. So, I mean... It was a little bit of a weird match, but I think I basically micromanaged it very well. Ultimately. Although I guess we haven't quite won yet. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Was I just celebrating way too fast? Oh, he's not going to get there in time. Love it, love it, love it, love it. With 30 seconds, I thought it could get there in time, but maybe not a Guan. All right, we got the win. Video game says only like 2 months ago I actually started valuing the gold head, so I forced myself to play it. Yeah, I play it sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Adrian, nice carry. Thank you. That was like a pretty good game, actually. That was a good game. Yeah, let me see if Sam is able to get in here. There he is, okay. Yeah, let me invite Sam. And if anybody else wants to play COO with us, go ahead and send me a message. I guess I like the fact that they're not showing rankings anymore. It just makes it a little bit more relaxed, I guess. I'm sure that everyone still has a hidden rating, an invisible rating behind the scenes. They're just not showing it to anybody. I think that's good. I can dig it. And I'm sure the team ranked mode is good too. I just don't really have a team. Sam, are you able to hit ready? I'm seeing like a circle on your name. Oh, there it is. All right. All right. Little thief in the night action. Alright, looks like the enemy is pretty strong here. They've got one person from SV68, and they all have good commanders. But, you know. We're a team led by a YouTuber, how can we lose? So this is always a good scenario where you take the flag, but then you also deny the enemy the ability to do anything else. I guess I shouldn't go middle, there's like nothing there. I'll just help in this fight. They did much better on the thief than we did. So we have all the flags, which is a nice position to be in. It almost seems... Yeah, I'm just going to cover this person. I'm just going to cover this person. Like, if you just follow somebody that's going to one of your flags, then essentially they're accomplishing nothing, right? Now, I guess you could argue that I'm not accomplishing anything either. But at least we hold the flag, right? Like, I'm accomplishing defending the flag, right? Alright, this thing has to spawn soon, so I'm just going to go mid. I'm going to buff up some of my marches. One thing I'm never sure about is if you stand right on the spawn, does that block it? feel like they're attacking me. I feel like one of these people is attacking me right now. Yeah, I'm getting attacked. Like, they're literally attacking me, not the thief. All right, let me help Silver Moon over here. Silver Moon's Guan needs to attack. It's gonna be the main thing here. Let's have, yeah, there you go. And the Boudica Kite. All right. All right, my Guan needs to come also. All right, looks like we're good to go here. The Fire Thief is going to be up very soon, I believe. So I will go mid with my 2 full health marches. Video Game says, I think someone said the ranked mode is set up for you to be able to max the rewards with just 3 wins a weekend or something. It might be. I didn't do the ranked mode very much last season. I did it one weekend. We played after an ARC match, and I was playing with like some of the best players in our alliance. So we got a I got into Gold League, I guess, and then I just sat on that rank the whole season and got like 500 gems. So, all right, so the Fire Thief is here. Where is it though? No one has found it. What the heck? This is like the sneakiest thief. Alright, well, we're not going to get it. I'm not going to get it anyway, so. Alright, now I'm going to take a 6v2 to end this thing. The Fire Thief was just over here the whole time. GG. Did I just win a 6 versus 3 right there? It was something like that. I was definitely way outnumbered. Adrian, MVP again. Thank you for the carry, Adrian. All right, well, we're up to a good start. 2-0. I feel like we need to win 3 or 4 to get the max rewards in unranked mode. All right, golden apple map again. I will just look to see if someone goes mid. If not, I'll go mid, but I tend to like playing on the sides just because I feel like I'm generally one of the stronger players. Just in terms of gear and in terms of commanders. So yeah, we do have somebody going mid, so I'll just go over here. We have 2 going mid right now. All right. Interesting. You don't want to fight me, that's fine. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit just because I can see that I'm talking a bit less while I play this. Mid is sketch. Oh, mid is very sketch. Yeah, okay, all right, perfect timing. So mid is insanely sketch right now. Oh, nice job, nice job. Who was that? Adrian. Adrian with the save. Very nice, very nice. Right now, where am I going? I guess I'll go here. Damn, they slowed the shit out of this Neski. Like, props to them. I mean, the reason I always like bringing the apple to our side because, okay, sure, the apple's not in a great spot, and like, unfortunately, they might get it here. But at least it's on our side of the map, so like, when we spawn, it's closer to us. Maybe I should have taken it here. I don't know. Like, this is bad news now. This is bad news now. Maybe I brought that apple to the wrong spot. I don't know. Oh man, disrupt these heals, man. Disrupt all these heals. Beautiful. That's a beautiful disruption right there. It's a beautiful disruption. Should I go help him or what? I don't even know. I mean, they're just all over here, so it's like, it's so weird. They're all coming here, then I'll just go somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else. So he's there. We're getting that. I guess I can go apple. What is going on? Why is my control? Why are my controls so bad here? Oh man, I got blown up here. Well, I think the enemy did a very good job of moving as a pack. Like, we fought 2 or 3 of them so often. Although obviously losing that apple was the key thing. Oh, this one's looking rough. Well, this one was hard. Seems like we were outnumbered quite often in these fights. We played against somebody from BLN, somebody from 1718. Pretty good opponents. Pretty good opponents. But at least I can throw a like on Sam and Adrian. Alright, let's run it back here. And then let's see what Natsu is saying in chat. On the first skill, take Inspiring Ballad instead of Divine Barrier. Alright. Use Inspiring Barrier to pre-rage and insta-pop skills when you fight. Use this on troops before fighting a bit. Alright, yeah, I'll change that next time I'm able to. Yep, they had some big hitters. Sam, hit ready. Oh, it's not available for 4-player teams, so we need one more. Alright, let's see if we can get one more. Because I can't start a game with a 4-person team. So Natsu uses Ethelfled in COO. Well, Well, while we wait, Team Ranked is not open right now. Jake the dog, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. For those who don't know, Jake is also a ROK YouTuber. So please support his channel if you get the chance as well. And yeah, appreciate the sub, man. Alright, Natsu, I hate to do this, but just because you were the last one to join, I'm going to, yes, I'm very close to 1K. How close am I right now? Let me check. 995. I'm very close. We might not hit it tonight, but, Alright, I'm just gonna throw the invite into Lost Kingdom. We'll just get a complete rando. Just so we can start this. Alright, we got somebody... Oh, man. I don't think Team Rank is open right now. But yeah, Jake, we're doing well. We're just trying to find a fifth for Champions of Olympia. And we just got a total rando, which is fine. Alright, we'll wait. We'll wait. But yeah, appreciate everybody who subscribed tonight. Appreciate all the likes on the stream. And everybody who hung out. That's what this is all about. Alright, that's fine. That's fine, Natsu. Appreciate it. I think if we win one more, we'll get all of our rewards. So... Well, Natsu, you would have bumped up our matchmaking as well. Because I know you're pretty high rank in this. Oh, I didn't realize you could put the stats on somebody before the game starts. That's cool. Alright, I'm just gonna go mid because everyone else went to the right side, so there's no reason for me to go there solo. Natsu got ranked 135 last season. That's insanely good. Insanely good. I honestly don't get how people are so good at COO, and I'm so bad at it. But I guess if a person has all legendary gear, like legendary inscribed gear on all three of their marches, that's a pretty freaking big deal. But obviously there's some skill involved as well, because Natsu was saying use Inspiring Barrier, use it before the fight starts, so then you just insta-cast skills. I guess we don't want to take this fight immediately. Since they have the buff. Or do we have the buff? They have the buff. Alright, so we got the jump on him in this fight. We're looking good here. I don't think I need to use my ult here. I think I'm fine without it. We are losing. We are losing. So yeah, it's a good thing that I was able to grab this flag, because otherwise this would be looking pretty freaking ugly right now. I guess I'll go mid rather than defend this flag. Alright, so we're gonna get the majority of this thief, which should tie up the match. My pathing is horrible. Okay. We're very lucky no one has taken this flag on the left, because it's completely undefended. The enemy got that kill? That's ridiculous. Now, why can't I apply stats at this point? Like, it seems like once all my marches have stats, then I'm not able to... Alright, I want to make sure I'm not targeting... Oh, I'm outnumbered like crazy here. Completely outnumbered here. Huh. Well, this is rather scuffed. Guess we have to take this fight? Question mark? I'm like not accomplishing anything right now is the problem. We're just gonna stand here and then I'm gonna die. Ay, ay, ay. These are the situations where I'm just like unclear if I'm supposed to run or what. I just don't get that part. This is actually a close match. We can maybe win it. I did not do well with my last marches. I probably should have just not let them die there. I don't even know. Alright, so this is promising. The map looks promising at the moment. We have two out of 3 flags, basically. One is neutral. I'm beating the crap out of the fire thief. I'm beating the crap out of the fire thief here. We still have 2 of the flags. We're beating the crap out of the fire thief. This match looked pretty scratchy the whole way, but somehow we're winning. You love to see it. We finally get the buff. We can go here, I guess? I feel like we're fine here. Yeah, we're fine on that flag. Alright, boys. Looks like we went 3-1 tonight. Pretty freaking good. Nice one. Very nice win there. Adrian with another carry. You'd love to see it. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna call it a night on that one. We can probably get all the rewards there. Let's see. Yep, we're good to go. 2 gold heads and a day worth of speed ups for our efforts. Always good to grind those events. Definitely way more productive than farming gems, for example, or gathering gems. I think that's going to do it for the stream tonight. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Alloys, thank you for the gifted subs. Lambo, thank you for the gifted subs. We got 10 new members tonight, which is awesome. That's just so awesome. I can't thank Alloys and Lambo enough for that. I'm going to make a video about Osiris League betting right after the stream is done. The rest of my weekend is going to be work and barb chaining and hopefully getting most of the editing done for my next war video. But yeah, all in all, really appreciate everybody hanging out, and hopefully your weekend goes great in and out of Rise of Kingdoms, and I will see you all on the flip side.